CBS's Kelly O'Grady.
A quarter point, it's not a ton, especially for those low-income, middle-income consumers that have been struggling when over the past 5 years, prices have cumulatively grown more than wages.
There is widespread devastation in Jamaica after Hurricane Melissa.
It was terrible. The wind, it was violent. It was terrible.
Meteorologist Andrew Kozak is tracking the storm as it moves on.
It has its sights set on the Bahamas to the north. Plenty of these islands here are going to be looking at some hurricane force winds by this afternoon, and then we'll have to track it as it moves a little further north. The latest stats on Melissa: 100-mile-per-hour winds, gusts up to 120. It is moving northeast now at around 14 miles per hour.
The UN has strongly condemned the latest Israeli airstrikes in Gaza, even though Israel now says the ceasefire is back on track. The BBC's Frank Gardner reports Israel and Hamas are proceeding carefully.
They've both got skin in the game. They've got a vested interest in keeping this going. And very importantly, the US is crucial in this. As long as the Trump administration is invested in this ceasefire, it's likely to hold, but only just. It's very, very fragile.
President Trump is in Asia and set to meet in the coming hours with China's president. It's a meeting Wall Street will be watching closely. CBS's Weijia Jiang has the latest.
He called a potential trade agreement, quote, a good deal for both. Here's what's at stake: lowering fentanyl-linked U.S. tariffs and avoiding an additional 100% U.S. tariff on all Chinese imports. The U.S. also wants Beijing to resume purchases of soybeans from American farmers and access to China's rare earth minerals.
A jury in Illinois has resumed deliberations in the first-degree murder trial of a sheriff's deputy who shot Sonia Massey, a black woman who had called 911 seeking help. CBS's Jerika Duncan is covering.
What you're hearing behind me are people honking their horns because there's a small group of folks calling for justice for Sonia Massey, and they're asking people to honk their horns in support. So we've been hearing that all morning long. But we do expect there could be a decision possibly today and whether or not a jury of 8 women and 4 men convicts Sean Grayson of first-degree murder.
The defense argued Grayson shot Massey after she refused to remove a pan of hot water from her stove. On Wall Street, stocks have done a turnaround. The Dow Jones Industrial is currently off almost 60 points. The Nasdaq is higher. This is CBS News.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Take the next step forward in your career with great benefits and an award-winning workplace. Apply at careers.progressive.com.
A cloud outage affecting businesses worldwide. The story coming up. But first, KIRO Newsradio traffic. Here's Nate Connors.
Thanks, Heather. Lake Washington Windows and Doors has our update. And let's start you with Tiger Mountain. Westbound 18 remains closed at the summit. Crews are working to remove the semi that left the road early this morning and got pretty jammed up there in the trees. No estimated time to reopen, so westbound drivers need to seek alternate routes still. Eastbound 18 remains open with about a 2-mile backup over the summit. Out in Canyon Park, northbound 405 is cleared out at State Route 527. Heading into Seattle, South 5 slows from Northgate into downtown. Linwood to Seattle is about a 20-minute commute. North 5 beginning to crowd up just a bit from the Michigan curve past the West Seattle Bridge. South 405 still slows through Factoria. You'll clear out, though, by the time you hit 112th. Bellevue to Renton still looking good at 15 minutes, and we're looking good everywhere else. Lake Washington Windows has been voted best in the Northwest. To celebrate, save 25% off new windows through October and defer payment for the next 12 months. Visit lakewashingtonwindows.com. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Heather Bosch. A major outage with Microsoft's Azure Cloud and 365 services is being reported worldwide. CBS News tech contributor Ian Schurer says this is similar to Amazon's recent cloud outage.
Essentially, a tech problem has caused a cascading issue that brought down a bunch of different things.
It's widely used by major retailers, banks, tech companies, and airlines. Alaska Airlines, for instance, is reporting that its website and online services are being affected. Amazon workers who are being laid off are wondering what's next. KIRO 7 TV's Jay Chapman spoke with stunned workers.
It's one thing to hear about it,
and our team was talking about it.
It's another.
And I see the email that I was impacted by the layoffs.
To go through it.
I don't know what happens now. just kind of in disbelief.
She was one of the 14,000 company-wide layoffs at Amazon. And she tells me what stings the most about it. She just moved here 6 months ago for the job.
Peace Health says it's laying off 241 workers in Washington state. The nonprofit is citing federal cuts and changes in health care. Police are searching for the man caught on surveillance video setting fire to a family's Halloween decorations in West Seattle. Becca and Chris Sandy tell KIRO 7 TV what they saw.
Then he kicked this coffin down and dragged the Bob Ross skeleton into it, set Bob Ross on fire, and then began grabbing the little skeleton animals and throwing them in there as well.
Neighbors helped put out that fire. A warning if you're hoping to help the victims of Hurricane Melissa. Consumer advocate Herb Weisbaum says scammers are trying to take advantage. She tells KIRO 7 TV.
Steer clear of requests you get from social media, text messages, any things like that. You have to proactively go out and give to the charities you want to give your money to. There are simply too many frauds on social media that you can't trust the information you're getting or where the link might take you to, even though it looks like it's a legitimate link.
A new measles case in King County. Health officials say the patient may have contracted the virus during a flight with someone who was infected. The patient visited several sites exposing people to measles in Kent and Renton before realizing they were infected. We've listed those locations at mynorthwest.com. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Increasing sunshine today with highs in the mid-50s. It's 57 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO Newsradio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO Newsradio, Northwest News.
And now, it's time for the Jake and Spike Show on KIRO Newsradio with your hosts, Jake Skorheim and Spike O'Neill.
Welcome to the show. Happy Wednesday, October 29th. Jake Skorheim here. Spike O'Neill sitting beside me.
The cameras are changed. Hi, everybody. Look, do this. Lean a little bit to that. If you're looking on the YouTube channel, put half your face there.
Oh, no.
There we go. Look at us. That should be our promo shot right there.
Just my...
it's like that Nick Cage.
My half of shiny face.
Face off.
Yeah.
Face off with Jake Skorheim and Spike O'Neill.
Face this way? Do we look right at each other?
Yes.
Does it look like we're kissing? I hope not.
You folks who don't watch the show on YouTube, you are missing the bus.
Good stuff. Clearly high quality, good stuff.
good time radio.
All right, we got a ton of stuff today. We got a lot of great interviews. We have a lot of great audio to play. We have just so much that we're not even gonna have time to get to. Later in the show today, I'm so excited. Like my favorite story of the day is this new robot, like a humanoid robot. It's available now. People can get this robot in your house. It can do your laundry. It can mow your. I don't know if it can mow your grass.
It can mow your carpet. It can mow your carpet if that's what you want it to do.
If you want to mow it,
Yeah.
Some people vacuum. Whatever. Robots are different.
Get it do it right.
All these amazing things, but there is one little catch, and we'll get into that. Is that 1:30? Is that when we're doing that?
Yes, we got the schedule for 1:30.
This is the craziest story of the day, this 1:30 story. But it's not a local story, and we always start with local stories. So let's just jump right into first things first. In a few minutes, we're going to get Jason Rantz on with us from Seattle Red 770 AM's The Jason Rantz Show. And he had an interview yesterday in person. Mayor Bruce Harrell came in, did an interview. Bruce Harrell is in needing to grab as many Republican vote mode as he can get right now because he's trying to beat Katie Wilson. She still has the edge in latest polling. And so now he's willing to talk with people like Jason, I guess.
Yeah.
And he's smart. He should be trying to get as many votes as possible. We'll discuss where the race is at in just a little bit. But there was a clip. I want to highlight a clip right here because I don't know if clips like this are helping him. And he's famous for a viral clip that happened 2 months ago? Was this over this, just like 3 or 4 weeks ago?
Clip? Well, he's got so many moments of foot and mouth disease.
The one that went like real viral, not just locally here, but the one that went all over the country where he was talking about what would you do for a 6 or 7 time person who's being arrested.
I think that was a debate maybe less than a month ago.
Less than a month ago.
Debate right here at KIRO
A repeat offender question.
Yeah, we carried that debate.
This was what he said, and then I'm going to get into what he said yesterday on Jason's show, which Jason's coming in to talk to us about. But this is what Harrell said about repeat offenders, and I think he was trying to clear the record a little bit, talking to Jason, and I'll let you be the judge about whether or not he fixed that. But here's the original cut.
What is that balance?
So let me make something very clear.
I was the one that
He was asked about repeat offenders, somebody who's been, arrested 6-7 times.
sponsored the ban the box legislation when everyone opposed it because the criminal system has had a disparate impact on black and brown communities. Let me lead with that. So when this person is committing 6 or 7 crimes, I don't know his or her story. Maybe they were abused as a child. Maybe they're hungry. So my remedy is to find their life story to see how we could help first.
It's an exhausting remedy. Bad remedy. Just to find everybody's life story.
It takes a lot of time.
A lot of time.
Yeah.
Also,
plus a lot of paper. You got to write it down.
A lot of paper. If somebody's hangry, everybody gets hangry.
Sure.
I get it. And, but is he going to feed everybody who's a repeat offender? Is he just going to offer them a Kit Kat bar or maybe a Snickers? It could be a Snickers ad.
Could be.
That would have been a great
Feeling
Snickers ad.
hangry?
Feeling angry?
Mayor Bruce Harrell brought to you by
Have you been
Snickers.
arrested 7 times?
Maybe you're here. You're not.
Try a Snickers.
You're not yourself. You hand him a
Exactly.
Snickers right
Yeah.
next. He's not Betty White knocking over a liquor store.
He eats
Beautiful.
a Snicker. He's just
Right?
I'm imagining there's a guy. The guy just steals the Snickers from you.
If you shoplift a Snickers, isn't that fixing the problem?
I guess.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. All right. So he was on Jason Ranch show last night, and he was asked about shoplifting. And here's what he had to. This is the clearing
Here's
it
what
up.
damage control sounds like.
I
to
don't know
Bruce
if this is
Harrell.
damage control, and this is why Katie Wilson's winning this. And we have a Katie Wilson clip. She put out an ad talking about trying to address her scandal, she says, about her parents paying her bills. But this is Katie Wilson. I'm sorry, this is Bruce Harrell addressing that shoplifting thing yesterday with Jason Rantz.
When we looked at shoplifting reduction strategies, I've asked them, why are these people stealing? Because there's not one answer.
They're hungry, sir.
Some of them might be.
You asked the business owner that.
Yes.
Why?
And some of them will say some of them steal it for resale value in other stores. Some will say they're stealing it because they could sell it on the street to make extra cash. Some will say they're stealing it because they're hungry. So there are different paths to shoplifting. Not all shoplifters are doing the same thing.
Why is the burden on the shop owner to know why someone is stealing from them? And I mean, in any scenario, let's say I go into a Target, I steal a 6-pack of beer or the paper towels. Does the shop owner stop me on the way out and say, "Excuse me, sir, why are you stealing?" How would they even know that? And
Jason, my first question is, were you hungry at the time?
Yeah.
Why would that burden be on them?
That's a good question. They may not know why they do certain behavior. I don't assume that everyone knows their own idiosyncrasies, their own behaviors. But I think that's part of the problem, to see if they have any self-analysis.
What? What does that even mean? It's funny, is my wife, who I love more than anything in the world, she's like, do people want to talk about Bruce Harrell stuff? And I'm like, probably not. They probably don't want to, but it is a big local story. There is an election. It's the biggest city in the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah.
It's the biggest city in the state.
It's the economic engine that drives the state of Washington. We always complain that the West dictates policy around here, but this is where the money, for the large part of the state budget, this is where the money comes from. Through retail sales, sales taxes, through employment taxes, it all comes from Seattle.
Taxes,
so if you don't got the right guy at the head of the ship, we're heading to another iceberg.
Well, what do you think about that answer? Like at the very end there, people don't know, like maybe that's part of the problem, that people don't know how to self-analyze as they're stealing things. I think they just want to steal stuff.
Right? No, here's the thing. There's a lot of credibility to the things that he's saying, right? And in his initial, booting of the question during the debate, going upstream as to what causes the root causes of crime, I think it's a solid plan. That's, prevent it before it happens in the future. I get the
Pre-crime.
Pre-crime.
So find people you think are going to commit the crimes and then arrest them.
Well, that's not quite what I was thinking, but we should write that down. It's going to make a great movie.
Like a Tom Cruise type movie.
But the problem was the question 8 or 9 times.
Yeah.
The answer here, and you missed it the first time we threw you the ball, was arrest the guy. Mm-hmm. So we throw the ball again. This time a slower lob. Right? We tell you what's coming.
Yeah.
A softball, they call these questions. If you didn't learn the first time, the first answer is arrest the guy.
Arrest him.
So, I want to know his life story. You know what you need for that? Time. You know what gives people time? Being incarcerated.
Right. Ironically, they're also going to get 3 hots in a cot.
3 hots
You'll
in a
fix
cot.
the hangry problem as well.
There you go. I mean,
arrest them.
The guy keeps.
That's the answer.
The guy
arrest
keeps
them.
Swinging at pitches in the dirt or missing softballs. I mean, I hate to use sports analogies, but it's something people can easily understand. Your Honor, the mayor, Your Honor.
Do you call a mayor the Honor?
Yeah, the Honorable Mayor Bruce Harrell, Your Honor, the mayor. Yeah, you call him Your Honor.
I just call him mayor.
People call him a lot worse, so I think you're doing
mayor.
fine. Bruce.
Sounds like Mayor of East.
We're not booing. We're yelling Bruce. First and foremost, work for the entirety of the city of Seattle. The people who live, play, shop, work, eat, sleep, die here.
Sure.
Right? Don't work for the criminals. I understand that you want to get to the root problem. You care about them as an individual. You care if they're hangry.
Can I be honest with
but
you?
But lock people up.
Here's my
Lock criminals up. Oh, don't say lock people up. Don't do that out of context.
No, lock them up.
Criminals.
Why is that? Of course, criminals. You're not locking innocent
I know,
people
but you know
up.
how they take things out of context.
Here's my honest opinion. I think he's saying something that he thinks people want to hear. I don't think he actually believes that you should look at the root causes of why somebody steals 8 times or gets caught stealing 8 times. You get caught stealing 8 times, you're a bad criminal, and you're probably
in the wrong line of work.
You're in the wrong line of work.
Yeah, right.
But I think realistically, he knows that they should just lock those people up. And I agree with you. Why doesn't he just say it? Just say lock them up. Somebody's committing crimes and victimizing people, making it impossible to do businesses in places like Seattle. Lock them up all the time. Lock them up every day.
Yeah, but
have fun. Make a game out of it. Lock them
great.
up.
Lock them up. But if, and I'm with you.
That would be
that's
the only campaign slogan that he has left that could win him this race. If he just says, Mayor Bruce Harrell,
lock them up.
Yeah.
I get it now.
I get it.
Lock them up.
Simple.
Fits on the back of a car.
It does. It's easy to remember. Yep. People like those things. All right, so we're going to have Jason on in a few minutes. We'll discuss more of that at 12:30ish. All right, this is an interesting question. Wildfires, big polluters, right? They emit a lot of dangerous things, a lot of carbon up into the atmosphere.
It destroys property, it destroys lives.
I've been told that's very dangerous in the atmosphere, and it's also very dangerous for people, right? Not the carbon as much, but the fire part of it. It can be very dangerous
Property
for
damage,
people.
loss of life, you bet.
So a few years ago, back in 2020, there was a House Bill 1168, which gave funding, I think it was $500 million over 8 years, to help prevent fires from happening.
Okay.
Not firefighters, to prevent fires from happening by doing the things that you're supposed to do, like clearing forests of debris and things like that could catch on.
Yeah, well, prevention and response as well.
And response, of course.
Aircrafts, of course, personnel, equipment.
Yes.
Yeah.
So because the state is in such a bad budget situation, apparently that's possibly going to get cut. And some of that funding, it's already been cut. Some of the funding has already been cutting. Yeah, cut in half.
Yeah.
And so the problem then, you have a guy whose name is Dave Upthegrove, who is the, Washington Lands Commissioner. There he is, Commissioner of Public Lands. He is making an argument saying, listen, not investing in preventing wildfires is a bad way to save money. And I think he's totally right.
I'm with you there.
Everybody saw this happen down in California. They had different motivations. A lot of theirs was like climate change stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But they didn't invest in doing the preventative things that they needed to do, like fixing reservoirs that had issues and clearing debris that ended up catching fire. And then we had those crazy Palisades fire, which is still like the largest, I believe that's still the largest loss of property damage in California's history.
Yeah.
And so in Washington, Upthegrove is like, listen, you guys need to not skimp on preventing wildfires. So one of the proposals is, can you take some of the money from the CCA, the Climate Commitment Act, and send that towards fighting wildfires? They had done this a little bit, like $20 million had come from the CCA to fight wildfires. And the argument is now being made, a lot more of that money should be spent doing the very thing that the CCA was at least sold to people as hoping to do, which was to prevent bad things from entering the atmosphere.
Yeah.
Do you think that's a good idea?
I think it's a great idea.
To use it to fight fires?
I do. And Upthegrove is Upthegrove, right? Land Commissioner. He says that, they cut the budget in half in this session.
Yeah.
He's asking them to restore it fully next session.
Fully funded.
Says you can't manage the forest resources 1 year and not the next and expect it to do any good.
Sure.
This year's wildfires were average, which is good, and none of the fires got over, was it 1,000 acres? They capped, or
I think on average it was over just about 10 acres per fire.
10 acres per fire, right?
Yeah.
Which is, and that's the thing, fire prevention isn't just clearing away debris. It matters, it helps, but getting them before they spread.
Yeah, you're cutting fire lines, you're doing all this stuff.
Yeah. But putting small fires out before they become big fires. So it works. Cutting that money away from this budget is nuts. And it says in the story, it's the pay me now, pay me later. It's much cheaper to fight forest fires with resources before they land than to take on big mega fires. With regard to the CCA.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
I read a little research. An average wildfire, which is, I guess it's a major fire, is 1,000 acres.
Okay.
It emits the same carbon as 1 million cars.
Wow.
1 million cars. So if you can use resources from the CCA to prevent major wildfires or mega fires, which are like they had done in California.
Yeah.
I mean, that's money much better spent managing forest
Hugely.
fires, right?
And how's it being spent? How's the CCA being spent right now?
We don't know.
Yeah, I
we
mean,
we really don't know.
We've done some digging into this.
It's hard.
They
hard
do
to,
know.
Yeah.
Only 9% of the money that is gathered from the CCA goes to tangible things like pollution reduction and forest health.
And that's probably
9%.
That's probably the 20 million we're talking about
That's
here,
probably
right? That's
20 million.
stuff that's working.
Well, no, it would be. I don't know what the amount is because the money that has been pulled in since 2023 when the CCA went into effect, just from the gas. Just that people have spent on extra gas prices is $4 billion.
Wow.
That have gone to CCA stuff. And again, the majority of that money just goes to administrative hocus pocus nonsense, to nothing. And so, yeah, if the money's there, spend something on forest firefighting.
Well, that's something we can measure. If we can stop fires from spreading and becoming major
that's
fires.
Great. Yeah, absolutely.
Major
Protects human lives, protect
and
properties.
It stops carbon from entering the atmosphere, and that's the whole point of the CCA, right? It's to stop carbon emissions.
Well, that's what they sold it as, but it's just a scam. The whole thing's a scam. You know that. I know that. Everybody knows that. It's a scam.
I'm still a believer. I do believe.
Why are you a believer, Spike?
Every time,
Why do you have such faith in something
I'm
that's
optimistic.
such nonsense?
I think that the measurables are, it's a lot
There's
of...
no measurables. They won't measure it. They legally won't release the measurements. Right? Am I wrong about that?
I don't know that. I
State
don't know
Department
the
of
answer.
Ecology? They're
won't
required to release them?
They know it's not working, so they won't tell us the answers to the test.
Well,
That's
what other conclusions can we gather?
I don't
They're
know.
not releasing the carbon emissions level stats that they're required to release, and they won't release them. There's a lawsuit right now suing them. They're required to release them every 2 years or whatever the number is, and they refuse to do it. Now, why wouldn't they do that? What does it make you think of? Is it because the numbers support them so much? Probably not.
Probably because the numbers can be, or maybe it's because the numbers could be misinterpreted, misrepresented to use as a weapon against this campaign.
But
this effort.
There should be an anti-campaign for it because it's just taking money out of our pockets and it's not even going to the thing that they're saying it's going to.
Well,
We've just talked about that. Less than 9% goes to fighting this stuff.
By some assessments, I'm sure they would argue differently. They would argue
I don't know how they would. That's their own numbers.
They would argue that money that goes into other elements they feel contributes to the reduction of carbon emissions isn't what one side feels that it is what's required to limit carbon emissions. It's not all just stuff coming out of cars. They do other things. They invest.
70% of it, by their own numbers, 70% goes to government staffing.
Well, that seems like we should clear some of that.
Does that seem like
before
too much?
Before those people catch on fire.
Every time you buy gas, and I know you don't drive super fuel efficient cars because you're like me. You don't have an electric vehicle?
I don't have an electric vehicle.
Every time you buy gas, you're paying 55, what is it now, like 60-something cents extra a gallon?
I think it's 55. I think we're 49 to 55, I think.
55 extra cents a gallon, and that money's just going to the pockets of people who are in jobs who are doing nothing to fight climate change. And then there's no measurable about whether or not they're even fighting it.
Well, I would venture that there's probably a lot of bloat and maybe some redundancy in those administrative numbers, but I guarantee you some of those people matter. Some of them matter. Let's clear out the underbrush.
Let's clear out 99% of them.
That's a number. We can agree on that.
I just don't think it's fair for people who actually could use that money. Don't you think you could use the money better? I mean, you've been successful. You've had a good career. You're in a lot better position than a lot of people listening to us right now.
I am.
55 extra cents a gallon per gas is criminal. Every time you buy a gallon of gas.
That's why I drive to Idaho. I burn a lot of gas getting there and back. It's funny. Every time I get back, I need to go back again.
Yeah.
Maybe I should look at Oregon. Is that closer? I make jokes, but yeah, you're right. I mean, there's a lot of waste. There's a lot of this money that they're $4 billion that they can't tell us is doing what it's intended to do. It goes into the general fund.
Yeah, even Bill Gates is now saying all this disaster doomsday warning was a mistake. We shouldn't have done it. He has a huge memo out today.
I read that.
He said, listen,
it's not catastrophic.
He goes, this is not catastrophic. We were wrong.
Well, we need to change our messaging. So we need to invest in...
The focus of the memo is we are harming poor people, and it's doing us damage to harm poor people. We should be focusing on the outcome for poor people and not pie in the sky.
Taking cars off the road.
Unmeasurable.
Yeah. He said we should learn to live with it better.
Is he wrong about that?
Instead of climate change is going to kill the planet, we need to teach people who are going to be most affected by climate change how to deal with it.
And not put them into poverty in the meantime. That's not helping anybody.
Yeah.
I got a lot of great cuts about that. We'll get into that a little bit. We're out of time right now, but let's get back to this. It's a good topic. Jason Rantz joins us next. Stick around. Be right back.
The Northwest's trusted news source, KIRO News Radio.
Police in Federal Way are investigating what appears to be a car explosion.
KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey is live from the neighborhood.
I can't tell you enough how crazy this scene is here.
Coverage you depend on.
A massive police presence in Kent.
From voices you know and trust.
We have an active fire inside one of these buildings here.
KIRO News Radio on 97.3 FM, the app, YouTube, and your smart speaker.
Announcing the Royal Corgis.
What have you done?
I wired pounds to London to buy Royal Corgis.
You went to the bank to wire money for Royal Corgis?
That means yes.
You are so dumb. Banks are slow and they hide all kinds of fees and transfers.
Those mutts.
If you want to send money overseas, use Wise. It's faster and never hides fees. Oh, they're fighting, just like the real royal family.
You can save up to 70% when you send money abroad. Be smart. Get Wise. Learn more by visiting wise.com. T's and C's apply.
Life's expensive enough, isn't it? Groceries, gas, kids' activities. Sometimes your roof needs replacing, but your budget says not now. Hi, I'm Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. We want to help with an offer to lift that weight off your shoulders. Get 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for up to 24 months. Or save up to $3,000 on a new roof today. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com.
If you've got a gas-powered engine, keep it running like new at every fill-up. Stable in-season protection is your engine's preventative medicine, cleaning and protecting the entire fuel system in season. In outdoor power equipment, prevent gum and varnish buildup that could cause a rough or non-running engine. For cars and trucks, increase fuel efficiency and power by removing deposits, ensuring your engine's long-term health. Stable outperforms the competition in independent lab testing. So at every fill-up, start with Stable.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. Ever wonder why Big Wireless wants you on an unlimited plan? They probably want you to cover the cost of those 20-somethings using all that data every month. But most people 50 and up like me only use 12 gigs or less. Don't get bamboozled by Big Wireless. Switch to Consumer Cellular. Our plans start at just $20, and we use the same towers as the big guys. Join the millions who choose something better, because if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com/facts or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
I got to tell you something, Nick. I have really noticed a difference in your energy level since you started going to Longevity Medical Clinic.
And you know why?
Why?
Because they actually balanced my hormone levels. And when they do that, the largest change I noticed was that now I could sleep.
And then not only get more sleep, they just get more energy, right?
Right. So that all of a sudden that resulted in me, I started running again and doing all these things that I felt so fatigued throughout the day that I couldn't do anymore.
Okay, so at this point, do you want to apologize to me? Because I was always saying to you, every time you say, I don't sleep, I don't feel well, I feel kind of off, I go, well, you need to get in touch with Longevity Medical Clinic. And you're always like, blah, 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 blah.
I know. But now it's turned into something fun that we get to go in together.
So I need to hear, you were right.
You were right.
You were right. I should have gone to Longevity Medical Clinic.
I should have.
There we go. Fine.
Yes.
You know the right thing to do. Get in touch with Longevity Medical Clinic. Take the free health analysis at lmclinic.com.
Apollo Plumbing.
I got a bone to pick with you.
Say what?
You're donating service fees.
To Seattle Children's.
All month.
All the way to $20,000.
Right. That's my problem.
Huh?
Your plumbers cleared my drain last month.
Right.
And already replaced my water heater last summer.
And?
Now I have no reason to call Apollo Plumbing.
And yet you are.
I want to help you help Seattle Children's.
But
I don't need a plumber right now.
Oh, so we can't donate your service fee.
Right.
Got a fix for that.
How?
Visit our website.
Because
we have a donation link there.
Helping Seattle Children's?
Helping them provide patient care, support research, and ensure no child in need is ever turned away.
Love that.
Even if you do call Apollo for help, and we donate your services fee.
Could I donate even more?
Exactly. Benefiting Seattle Children's Hospital.
All this month.
All their service fees.
All the way to $20,000.
Maybe even more with your help.
That's so Apollo Plumbing.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
Hey everyone, Hartley Wilcox here, and I'm Charlie Wilcox from Wilcox Family Farms. Our family's been raising hens and gathering fresh eggs right here for over 100 years. That's right. Our hens roam free on green pastures, soaking up the sunshine and living their best chicken lives. We don't do shortcuts. No cages, no chemicals, just honest-to-goodness eggs laid fresh every day. And when you buy Wilcox eggs, you're not just getting breakfast. You're supporting local farmers like us. clean food, and a family that's been doing it right for generations. So next time you're at the grocery store, skip the out-of-state eggs and grab the ones with our name on them. Wilcox Family Farms. Fresh, local, trusted.
Find fresh Wilcox eggs at Costco, Hagen's, or Whole Foods. And for a healthy snack on the go, grab some ready-to-eat hard-boiled eggs in a convenient to-go 2-pack. Wilcox Family Farms eggs, locally fresh since 1909.
If you use carpool or toll lanes along SR 167 without a Good-to-Go account, you'll now receive a bill in the mail. That is a change. A Good-to-Go pass saves $2 on every toll. That is not a change. Learn more at goodtogo167.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Heather Bosch.
It was horrendous. It was horrible. The sounds were terrible. That's probably the worst part of it.
A woman in Jamaica where wind gusts topped 200 miles an hour. Hurricane Melissa made landfall as a Category 5 storm yesterday before reaching Cuba today as a Cat 3. CBS's Jason Allen says residents are starting to check out the damage.
It's going to be devastation, and I really don't think that we have realized the full impact of it yet. We're not going to get a better sense of that until the day goes on today.
Members of Western Washington's Jamaican community are rallying to help. Carlene Comrie, who owns Seattle's Taste of the Caribbean, tells KIRO 7 TV.
We're planning to organize a fundraiser and using the restaurant as the point. We'll also use the restaurant for any drop-offs and working with the shipping companies that are in Seattle to get goods into the island.
Churches and cultural groups are also planning to help. SNAP food benefits will run out of funding this weekend as the federal government shutdown continues.
I'm a former federal employee, and I've been through several shutdowns and missed my paycheck. I think it's horrible what's going on.
It doesn't matter whether you're a Democrat or Republican, they all should be able to work together to keep the government open without people losing their jobs or their benefits.
Governor Bob Ferguson says Washington State will send $2.2 million each week to food banks, which expect to see a surge in people seeking help. Air traffic controllers just received their first paychecks with nothing in them due to the shutdown.
Air traffic controllers here in Seattle are spending the day handing out informational pamphlets. They say they want the flying public informed about what's going on with the shutdown and the potential consequences, particularly among air traffic controllers who may be distracted. National Air Traffic Controller Association Vice President Mark Roush.
How am I going to put food on the table? How am I going to pay for gas to go to work where I'm going to get a $0 paycheck?
James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
Microsoft says it's working to fix a major outage affecting its Azure cloud platform. It's widely used by major retailers, banks, tech companies, and airlines. The Federal Reserve today cut its benchmark interest rate by 0.25 percentage point, its second consecutive rate cut. On Wall Street, the Dow is down 178 points, NASDAQ up 63. KIRO News Radio traffic. Here's Nate Connors.
Thanks, Heather. Let's update you. Tiger Mountain, westbound 18, remains closed at the summit, the scene of this semi that left the road this morning. No estimated time to reopen, so westbound drivers continue to seek alternate routes, which basically is to continue on westbound 90 to 405. Eastbound 18 remains open and is now wide open. I am seeing building volumes westbound 90 now through Eastgate, probably part of this detour route. You're slow from 150th over to 405, and then South 405 slows at I-90 down to 112th. Bellevue to Renton, just under 20 minutes. Down in Fife, South 5 at 54th, the crash was just moved out of your way. It's on your right shoulder now, but it's left you with a solid backup starting at Wild Waves. Federal Way to Tacoma, you've got about a 10-minute delay. And South 5 at 85th, heading into Seattle, a crash is in your left lane. Looks like they're getting ready to clear this. You're backed up into Northgate, Linwood to Seattle, 20 to 25 minutes. KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Increasing sunshine with highs in the mid-50s. It's 57 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio Northwest News.
Welcome back to the show. All right, very excited to have Jason Rance from Seattle Red 770 AM join us now. Jason Rance, welcome to the show.
Hello.
Jason, I noticed that you were giving a weird look to something in the studio when you came in. And
sorry, Spike.
No, it ain't me, buddy. It's not. You don't have to apologize to me. I should apologize to the entire city. It's this.
What do you have there, Spike?
Well, yesterday we did a Halloween pre-chat yesterday because it's coming up this Friday night. It's going to be a stormy night. I asked about your plans to keep your kids happy, dry, and sugar-laden.
Mm-hmm.
And we talked about Halloween candies. And
candies we love.
And I said, candy corn is clearly the worst thing ever put upon this earth. It's up there with locusts and the plague.
Mm-hmm.
And you said, I love candy corn.
That's what I'm going for. Yeah.
Well,
that's my favorite candy.
First off, I appreciate your leap into the void with such an untenable statement and position.
Did you bring these for me?
I brought this, and Jason came in and said, "So what? Why is there toxic waste material in the studio? Is that
sugar
healthy?
and wax?
Sugar and wax.
What?
So here I brought you this. It's an entire.
Sweet.
Let me use this. A sharpening device. My tooth.
Oh my gosh, how nice!
This is the protective wrapper so that none of it gets out into the environment.
Okay.
Because this stuff is deadly.
You guys honestly don't like these? These are so good. Am I the only one that likes these?
Those were initially
Jacob
designed.
Rummel's with us today. Laura's out today, but Jacob's in.
Do you know
Jacob,
the origin?
do you want some candy corn?
No, I mean in the power rankings of Halloween candy, it's the lowest for me. Yeah.
Look at these.
It shouldn't even be on the list.
Are you guys all anti-candy corn?
I'm not. You know why candy corn was initially invented, right?
No.
Those were replacement teeth during the colonial days. When people lost their teeth, they would put those in the sockets in their head.
So, and related to that, for people who had braces as kids, the wires in the back can sometimes poke you in the gums. You would put the candy corn on there to stop the poking.
the bleeding in the mouth.
That.
Yes.
I thought George Washington had wooden teeth, but it was actually
candy corn. Candy corn.
You know the real story, but by the way, you know the real story behind that, right?
The wooden teeth?
The wooden teeth?
No.
They were not wooden teeth.
What were they? Just regular teeth?
They're bone, wasn't
they? Were bone. And where do you think he got those?
I don't know.
Turn the radio down. It's time for the wheels on the bus to go round and round if you got kids in the car. They were slave teeth. They were teeth of the slaves.
Oh, that's horrible.
Yeah.
Well, Spike, this took a really dark turn.
So how's your candy corn? Pretty good, huh?
My candy corn.
That's made from, don't you?
Let's move on.
Anyway, I appreciate that you love candy corn. It's a much maligned candy.
It's great. It's probably the most delicious candy of all of Halloween time. I love it, and I will probably try to eat this entire
Another
thing.
Cadbury chocolate, Jason? Well, he enjoys that wax.
You know, the best is Charleston Chews, but you never find them anywhere.
Charleston Chews, they still make those. Wow.
I think they do.
Is it?
Yeah.
So
what
good.
year is this?
So
Boy,
good.
when I was a young fella, we had licorice whips.
What's your
and chased
favorite?
hoops with a stick.
What's your favorite candy, Spike?
My favorite candy? I like Snickers. I like a Baby Ruth. I like something chocolatey, nutty, chewy, boom.
Okay.
You know, the whole nine. Yeah, it is.
Jacob, how about you? What's your favorite Halloween candy?
Reese's guy, probably.
Reese's.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
You and my wife.
You say Reese's, I say Reese's.
Well, because Reese's is correct. He's wrong.
Reese's.
No one's.
I don't care how you say it. I'm going to put
I've
it in
heard
my
this
mouth.
debate.
Elitist.
You can call it whatever you want. It's already been eaten.
Yeah.
I haven't looked at the packaging long enough to read it correctly.
Reese's
Absolutely
Pieces.
the cups, yeah.
Reese's Pieces are very
Reese's
good.
Pieces are
it's
really
really
good.
great.
I do think that cups are better, but Pieces
In a
are pretty
pinch.
good too. Yeah.
Pieces are
They're
the best.
better than M&Ms.
Pieces are the best movie candy. Reese's Pieces are the best movie candy.
They're pretty good.
Bar none.
It's not a candy corn, but they won't sell these. I always ask for these. Whenever I go to the movie, I say, do you guys have candy corn? They say no. And I say, okay, do you have any Charleston Chews? They say no.
No. What's popcorn? You're like, no.
Necco wafers. Are you into those?
What?
Necco wafers?
those?
What's a Necco wafer?
Now I'm scared that I'm mispronouncing every
No, it's
candy.
Necco.
Is it Necco?
Yeah. They're actually made it's from the term necrophilia. If you love the dead, you'll love Necco wafers.
Good Lord.
Yeah, they're made from dead people.
Spike cannot talk about
slaves
candy.
and
It's Halloween, man.
What's going on?
It's tis the season, buddy. The veil between the worlds is thinnest.
All right. Text us. What's your favorite candy? 888-973-5476.
So I ran out of time to diss on the mayor's horrible performance on your show
No,
yesterday.
we still got time. Jason, you had Mayor Bruce Harrell on the show yesterday. He is trying to do everything he can now to keep Katie Wilson
to go on
from
vacation.
winning.
Oh, okay, sorry.
What do you think? What do you think of his chances after your interview? How did that go? You asked him specifically about that famous viral moment that he had about a shoplifting.
You know what? I gave him a gift at the beginning of the interview. I literally asked the exact same question word for word. I transcribed it and then just read it to him. And I don't know if he answered it much better than the debate, but it was better. And we had a more thoughtful conversation that I think anyone can have in any debate performance. And it's just hard to. You're not doing long form answers, and
debates are just all about one-upsmanship.
And they're not. The questions are usually not all that great when you only have 30 seconds or 60 seconds to answer. So, we did 33 minutes. It's available at seattlered.com. I think he did all right. I don't think he's used to getting pushback in any meaningful way, and I thought he handled
he's
it
a
for the most
Democrat mayor
part.
in Seattle. He would never get pushback.
You're just not going to get, at least you're not going to get the kind of pushback that you would if you were talking to a conservative, or at least challenge on some of the assumptions that were made. But I think he did okay. The reality is he's going to lose next week. That is the likely result. Something can happen over the weekend, and there could be this last-minute push. But when you look at the turnout right now, generally in King County, it's really, really bad. And that harms him. It doesn't harm Katie Wilson. It helps Katie Wilson.
Do you think Katie Wilson can do the job? What do you think that's going to look like? If she is likely to win?
I think it's going to be very difficult for her to do the job. It will depend on who she puts around her. It will depend on whether or not she's able to get people maybe with some experience in City Hall to run agencies. Depends on how many people she keeps from the Harrell administration. But she would acknowledge this as well, I imagine. She's not going in with a whole bunch of experience managing any kind of large organization.
Yeah, or
and I don't think you need that necessarily to be successful, but it helps. And that's the problem she's going to face.
Are you guys interested? I am interested in where she's at right now. I find it fascinating that somebody who has no political background, who comes from the background that she comes from, who's trying to kind of sell herself as one thing, but she's actually not that thing, is probably going to win the office of mayor in the largest city in Washington. And how's that actually, like, is this feeling surreal to her right now? Or is she feeling like, yes, I deserve to be where I'm at. This is correct.
I think all politicians who run will say, I'm here because I'm the right person at the right moment.
At least Harrell, who I don't, I'm not saying that I think Harrell's done a fantastic job. He is who he is. But at least he was in other offices before he got to the office of mayor, and then he was kind of like the next guy in line. He's not very exciting. I understand that. But she was doing none of that. And she's now going to be the mayor of Seattle.
I'm not sure. I'm not so sure. I really do. I really feel like you guys could be surprised come Wednesday morning. Do you think the city? Let me ask you this, Jason.
Surprised
that Harrell wins.
That Harrell wins. Could win. I think there's still enough chance for him to.
There is to be clear. There's a chance. I don't think it's a high chance, but there is one.
Do you think the city's headed in the right direction? I know there are tons of problems. He inherited tons of problems.
In the context of 2020 through 2022-ish, 100%, I totally acknowledge that. The problem for Bruce Harrell is twofold. Number one, people expected more than he was able to deliver. Fair or not, that's the expectation.
Right, no, it's reality.
Number two, people just aren't excited about Bruce Harrell. And you need some level of excitement to get into this re-election campaign against a very well-organized activist base.
And she's new, and she's which is
and
kind
history is against him 30-ish years.
We've been trying new for 6 cycles now, man. It's
You're right. She could be like a magical unicorn that just steps in and fixes every problem.
Her favorite candy, though, what is it?
It's probably candy corn.
Just saying.
Candy corn, it is.
Well, she's got my... No, just kidding. All right, we got a lot more coming up. Jason Rance, thanks for coming in, man. We appreciate it. Stick around. Did you guys watch Yellowstone?
I have watched so much Yellowstone.
Okay, I love Yellowstone. Taylor Sheridan, who created that show, just signed a new deal. It's not with Paramount.
Oh.
It is for big bucks.
Wow.
And it is a crazy deal. We'll talk about it in just a second. Also, his story about how he got to where he's at right now.
It's a fascinating story.
It's itself is like a movie. It's like a Hollywood amazing story. All right, we got more of that. Stick around. We'll be right back.
The John Curley Show.
And the reason I love autumn the most, and I guess that's why I love to grow pumpkins,
weekdays 3 to 7,
is because it's nature telling you summer is over and soon it will be dark and it will be cold and there will be no light. And just before, nature says, here's a prize for you because we know you're going to go into hibernation. So here's orange and yellow and fiery colors everywhere. So this is our final gift to you.
Watch The John Curley Show live on YouTube.
Hey guys, Jake Skorheim here, and I am very happy to be able to tell you that homeowners, once again, have voted Valentine Roofing the best roofing company in the Pacific Northwest. That's 3 years running. I am confident that when that red Valentine van pulls up to your house, just like when it did mine, that you are going to get the Valentine experience. Seamless communication, meticulous cleanup, and a team that always goes the extra mile. Valentine Roofing helps you protect what matters most, and they back every new roof with a lifetime warranty. A lifetime warranty. Those are great words. But they do more than just roofs. You may not know that. They do gutters. They cleaned, installed, attic insulation, even exterior cleaning, custom holiday lighting, which is great this time of year. And if you have a leak and you need help now, with Valentine's Leak Stop Guarantee, they'll stop the leak in your old roof for free until your brand new Valentine roof can be safely installed. Because Valentine doesn't just replace roofs, they protect your home. They start protecting yours the moment you call. With flexible financing options, including 0 down and 0% interest, taking care of your home has never been easier. Call 206 Roofing to get your free estimate today. That's 206 Roofing.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. Ever wonder why Big Wireless wants you on an unlimited plan? They probably want you to cover the cost of those 20-somethings using all that data every month. But most people 50 and up like me only use 12 gigs or less. Don't get bamboozled by Big Wireless. Switch to Consumer Cellular. Our plans start at just $20, and we use the same towers as the big guys. Join the millions who choose something better, because if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com/fax or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-275-1728. That's 800-275-1728.
Every time I turn around, my friends at Pure Talk give me one more reason to feel good about switching. This month, for instance, they're supporting Canines for Warriors, a terrific organization that trains rescue dogs and then pairs them up with combat veterans struggling with PTSD. The result? They're saving lives on both ends of the leash. This is why I switched to Pure Talk. I like being in business with an American wireless company who shares my values. Yeah, I appreciate unlimited talk, text, and plenty of 5G data for just $25 a month, and I bet you will too. But I think you'll really appreciate doing business with a company who gives back to the men and women who volunteered to defend our country. Just dial pound 250, say micro. With Pure Talk's U.S. customer service team, you can switch in as little as 10 minutes. Again, dial pound 250, say micro, to switch to an American wireless company who actually stands for something. Pure Talk.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids. 1-877 Cards for Kids. Donate your card today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. That's Cars with a K to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's carsforkids.org.
Comcast Business can help turn your small business into a connected, secure, modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. How healthcare offices become the data-protecting caregivers that we all depend on. And how wealth management firms become cyber-securing guardians of your information. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, and Wi-Fi backup, your business can stay connected and get threat-ready with Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Now through November 16th, new Comcast Business customers can get started with 150 megabit internet plus security for $59.99 a month for 12 months with a 2-year agreement. Plus, ask how to get a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig package. Call today. Restrictions apply. Requires enrollment in paperless billing and auto pay with bank account. Early termination fee applies. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra.
Hi, I'm Justin Shirley. We offer 0 down, 0 interest, and 0 payments for 24 months on new roofs. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF now. State Roofing and Exteriors, held to a higher standard since 1968.
KIRO News Radio has your chance to win 4 tickets to the Seahawks game on Sunday, November 9th. Head to the KIRO News Radio app, click the Win tab in the bottom right corner, and enter to win. You can enter once per day, so the more times you enter through the KIRO News Radio app, the better your odds will be. Do it every day, October 28th through November 3rd. Details and rules at mynorthwest.com/win. From the station where the 12s hear the Hawks, KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
All right, welcome back to the show. We got a ton of candy suggestions. You people love candy. Speaking of candy, and we'll tell you about this Taylor Sheridan thing in a second, which we just teased. But Spike, have you tried? You gave me these candy corns. Very, very kind of you. You heard me yesterday talking about it. You brought those in today. Surprised me with them.
You're very, very welcome, first off. I was really just trying to catch you, and you didn't really mean it. You weren't going to eat those.
You thought I was a liar.
I thought you were just, because it's a bold take that candy corn is your favorite candy.
When's the last time you had a candy corn?
It's been quite a while. It's been
years.
Yeah, easily decades.
Would you like to try a candy corn?
No, thanks. No, I'm
Come
good.
on.
No, I'm good.
Put one in your mouth.
I'm good.
I think you would enjoy it.
And if I don't, you won't bother me again, right?
If you will try one, then I will think much more of you. You're a person with an open mind.
I'm trying not to.
Now, here's the unique thing about a candy corn. You cannot get these anytime throughout the rest of the year. It is a unique flavor around Halloween, just like eggnog at Christmas.
Okay, no, that's
this
fair.
Is a very specific thing.
You asked me my favorite candy, I could get it any time of the year.
You can get a Toblerone
anytime
you want.
Of year, yeah.
Go ahead, put that in your mouth. What do you think of that? Smell it?
Smelling is really strange.
Jacob, when's the last time you tried a candy corn?
I will say I do think that every time of year, this time of year, I do tend to eat it after every other candy is gone. Do you know what I mean?
You probably enjoy it. Spike, you're eating it right now?
It's not the worst thing.
It's not a bad candy, is it?
It's not a bad candy.
Would you like another one, Spike?
Probably.
Have another candy corn, Spike.
Probably.
I'm not saying to eat your words. Just enjoy a candy.
No, you're right.
I'm not trying to dunk on you.
I shoved the last one in a cavity in my mouth, see, because that's how it's traditionally eaten.
Yeah. Isn't it lovely?
It's better than I remember.
It's better than you remember.
It is better than I remember.
Tastes like childhood.
Can I read some of what I think to be unhinged ways that people are eating candy corn?
Before you do that, let me tell you this Taylor Sheridan thing, and then we're going to get to the candy text. Taylor Sheridan just signed a deal. So he's done Yellowstone at Paramount. He's done a bunch of other stuff, all these Yellowstone prequels. Where's the theme song?
Was it 1883, 1823?
1923, 1883.
Incredibly successful. I mean, the biggest names in Hollywood are working for Taylor Sheridan.
Kevin Costner.
Sam Elliott's. He did Landman, right? Billy Bob.
Who's the other guy?
Harrison Ford, might mention.
Helen Mirren.
Right.
All these giant names.
Incredible cast.
So he's had this amazing run at Paramount, but he's just signed a $1 billion deal, reportedly, at NBC Universal. So he's going to move on over to Comcast. And the thing that's crazy about that is his deal at Paramount goes through 2028. So he's not even going to move over to...
He's got 3 more years?
A few years on it still.
He's got 3 more years to work for Paramount?
Yes, and then he will...
Wow.
And then
That's
he will start
like your
working...
wife marrying somebody but not moving out of your house for 3 years.
It's kind of like that.
Could you do that? I mean, she's left you. She's gone on. She found a rich guy and married him.
But still,
she's gonna stay in your house, cook your food, clean your toilets. Or whatever wives do, I don't know.
If she's doing all that stuff, then she can stay.
Then even though she's already, betrothed
that would never happen
herself
with
to
my
Paramount.
wife because my wife's the best in the world.
Come on, your wife knows Taylor Sheridan's. He's got some bad eggs. I mean, he's got some traits. So not everybody's just in love with Taylor Sheridan.
Tell you who is NBC. They're paying him $1 billion.
Doing $1 billion.
All right,
back to
you
candy
said
unhinged.
Here's what people.
That's
are
what
texting.
I would say. There's one recommendation.
What to do with Jake's candy corn?
Melinda and Gold Bar. Finally, something Jake is not wrong about. Except you need to add peanuts to the candy corn.
Who said
Another level.
That?
This is Melinda and Gold Bar, but there's someone else who also suggested this, and they said it tastes like a payday. So they recommend combining it with peanuts.
Go back to Melinda for a second.
Okay.
What did she say? There's finally something that Jake is not wrong about. And
Yeah, so
she likes candy
apparently,
corn.
apparently she mostly disagrees with you, except for this on candy corn.
You're focusing on the wrong part of the text.
Sorry, I shouldn't have even included
Melinda,
that.
let me just say one thing. Melinda, if that's even your real name. I'm gonna come at you with compliments now. Gold Bar is a lovely area. I drive through there all the time on my way up to the mountain.
Yep.
I've camped there. You have a bunch of lovely hikes.
Wonderful.
I hope you have a wonderful day. What's her name? Melinda.
Melinda Gold Bar.
I'm gonna say a prayer for you, Melinda.
Well, here's real quickly. The last that someone else said, wrap them in slices of American cheese.
Oh, that's insane. I will try it.
What?
I'll try it.
And then throw them at your toddler's head for a fun video? What?
I could see that.
What?
It's like apple pie.
They say
cheese
they
on
love
apple
it.
Pie. All right, we got to go. We're out of time here. We'll be right back. Stick around.
Celebrating 50 years of Seahawks football.
Touchdown Seahawks! Steve Rabel made the catch.
Number 96, Cortez Kennedy. He was as wide as he was tall, and he was in the backfield, terrorizing quarterbacks and throwing them to the ground, and wrapping up running backs and throwing them to the ground before they knew what hit them.
Since the beginning, KIRO is where Seattle and the Pacific Northwest have heard the Seahawks play. Here's to the next 50 years.
Did you know that Halloween is one of the deadliest days of the year for DUI accidents? This is Jonathan Dichter from DUI Heroes reminding you to celebrate responsibly and drive safely. This message brought to you by your friends at DUIHeroes.com.
If anyone listening needs DUI defense anywhere in Washington, I'm going to tell you where to go. You go ahead and call 1-800-DUI-HERO or DUIHeroes.com. DUI Heroes, your DUI defense specialist.
With football season comes cooler weather, so if you need new windows and doors, don't drop the ball. Steve Rabel here. Call on locally owned Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington to tackle your project. Their wide selection of windows and doors always beats the competition, and they'll give you top-notch customer service with no trick plays. Schedule a free consultation with Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. Go to PellaPNW.com. That's PellaPNW.com.
The real estate market is picking up and you want to sell with the best. You need to work with the Novak team. Mike Novak guarantees to sell your home in 21 days. If not, he'll sell it for free. Go to meetthenovaks.com. I'll spell it for you. Meet the Novaks Novaks.com.
Health insurance is broken, but it doesn't have to be. That's why Scan Health Plan was founded as a nonprofit, so we can create Medicare Advantage plans that focus on the real needs of seniors. We've been people first since 1977. And we're here to make Medicare work hard for you, because you deserve more than a broken system. You deserve a plan that fights for you. Visit scandifference.org to learn more. Scan Health Plan is an HMO plan with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in Scan Health Plan depends on contract renewal.
Once again, homeowners have voted Valentine Roofing the best roofing company in the Pacific Northwest. That makes 3 years running. Hey, this is Jake Skorheim. I'm confident that when that red Valentine van pulls up to your house, you're going to get the same Valentine experience I did. Seamless communication, meticulous cleanup, and a team that always goes the extra mile. If your roof is leaking, if you need new gutters, attic insulation, even exterior cleaning, give Valentine Roofing a call. You'll get a lifetime warranty on all new roofs and zero down financing. Call 206 Roofing to get your free estimate today.
If you use carpool or toll lanes along SR 167 without a good-to-go account, you'll now receive a bill in the mail. That is a change. A good-to-go pass saves $2 on every toll. That is not a change. Learn more at goodtogo167.com.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
Get set for fall entertaining with incredible deals at Dania Furniture. The fall entertaining sale features huge savings on select furniture and decor for every space, from dining and living rooms to guest spaces ready for overnight stays. Refresh your home today and make it holiday ready just in time for the gathering season ahead, but only for a limited time. Dania Furniture, We make it simple, you make it home. Stop by your local showroom today or shop online at daniafurniture.com.
Protect your liver and give it the support it deserves with Active Liver from New Nordic. Find Active Liver in stores at your local CVS, Meijer Grocery, or online at Amazon or at newnordicusa.com.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Cammie McCormick. An Illinois jury has just found a former sheriff's deputy guilty of second-degree murder in the shooting death of Sonia Massey, a black woman who had called 911 for help. There is a massive cleanup underway in Jamaica after Hurricane Melissa. Some areas are still inaccessible. Our Jason Allen made his way to a school in Santa Cruz.
When Melissa came through, it ripped the roof off of this third floor, the classroom building. Once the roof was gone, the walls had no chance. A lot of the walls are now piled on top of the desks and the chairs that are sitting here in the classrooms where kids would have been any normal day in the middle of the week.
The hurricane has been moving north after making landfall in eastern Cuba. The National Hurricane Center's Michael Brennan says the Bahamas are next.
Expecting to see 4 to 7 feet of storm surge above ground level in the southeastern Bahamas, near and to the right of where the center crosses the coast.
The Federal Reserve cut interest rates by a quarter point for the second time this year. Fed Chair Jerome Powell saying there are differing views about what to do at the next central bank meeting.
Inflation has eased significantly from its highs in mid-2022. but remains somewhat elevated relative to our 2% longer run goal.
There is still no end in sight to the government shutdown, with more Americans growing frustrated by the lack of progress in Washington.
I think that's really sad and really scary for people. I don't think any time would be the right time for this. The middle class, the working class, we need help, we need support, and we need our Congress to be there for us.
The shutdown is heading into its fifth week. The American Heart Association has released new CPR and choking guidelines, as Michael Wallace reports.
The association's Dr. Ashish Panchal says cardiac arrest victims only need chest compressions. No need to pinch the victim's nose and blow into their mouth.
For lay rescuers who've never had experience or never done this before, hands-only CPR is more than enough to save that life.
For choking victims, the Heimlich maneuver is no longer enough.
5 back blows followed by 5 abdominal thrusts.
New evidence suggests that combination dislodges a foreign body better than abdominal thrusts alone. Michael Wallace, CBS News.
President Trump in Asia will be meeting with China's president in the coming hours, but Wee Jiang reports a get-together with North Korea's leader has been scrapped.
Right before arriving here to South Korea, North Korea announced it test-fired cruise missiles in the Yellow Sea, but Trump brushed it off. And he also ruled out meeting with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un during this trip, which is something he teased as a potential earlier this week.
Checking the numbers on Wall Street at the closing bell, stocks finished mixed. The Nasdaq was up 130 points. The Dow Jones Industrial's off by 73. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Don't drop your ballot in the mail until after you hear our story. But first, KIRO News Radio traffic. Here's Nate Connors.
Thanks, Heather. Westbound 18 remains closed over Tiger Mountain Summit. No estimated time to reopen. Westbound drivers need to seek alternate routes. Eastbound 18 is still open as WashDOT crews are still working on removing this FedEx semi that left the roadway this morning and got stuck in the ditch. Westbound 90 through Eastgate is one of the main alternate routes, if not the main one, and that is quickly filling in from 150th over to 405. South 405, just before I-90, we've got a new crash in the HOV lane. Traffic is going to jam up at the scene down to about 112th before you start to thin out. Bellevue to Renton taking 20 minutes. Down in Fife, South 5 at 54th, got a crash on the right shoulder. Traffic slows down at the scene, and that's got you backed up to State Route 18. Federal Way to Tacoma, close to a 25-minute commute. That's a 15-minute delay. South 5 into Seattle, slows at Lake City Way in the downtown. Linwood to Seattle, plan on 20 to 25 minutes, and we're looking good everywhere else. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Heather Bosch. The general election is this Tuesday, and Washington's Secretary of State says at this point, don't count on the post office to get it officially in on time.
King County's Haley Watkins says new Postal Service postmark standards meant multiple ballots in rural Washington counties did not get counted in the recent primary.
You are not guaranteed a postmark on the same day that you drop your ballot in the mail.
She and Pierce County elections official Kyle Hogg both agree with Secretary Steve Hobbs. Find a ballot box instead of the Postal Service.
That's why we provide them. They're a great source.
Election Day is November 4th. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
Microsoft expects its Azure cloud platform to be fully operational by 4:20 p.m. our time after a worldwide outage. The cloud is widely used by major retailers, banks, tech companies, and airlines. Alaska Airlines reporting its online services are being affected.
I don't know if I stay in Seattle or if I move to find another job.
That's just one of 14,000 Amazon workers who are being laid off as of January 26th. At least 2,303 of those employees are in Washington State. And KIRO 7 TV's Jake Chapman reports.
Those who worked at Amazon aren't the only ones frustrated.
I really wish they'd stop doing this because it is like, oh, it's going up, oh, back down.
So are neighboring businesses outside the Amazon spheres.
But we have such a customer base here that it would be pretty hard to rebuild elsewhere.
As those laid off search for new work.
No word from Amazon on whether it'll announce more layoffs. A West Seattle family's cleaning up after a man torched their Halloween display. The flames coming dangerously close to their home. KIRO's 7 TV's Samantha Lowenbau reports.
Becca and Chris Sandy woke up to find their Halloween display burnt and charred on Tuesday. Their surveillance video captured it all. A man setting 2 fires using their decorations as fuel.
Then he kicked this coffin down and dragged the Bob Ross skeleton into it, set Bob Ross on fire.
Nick Haskell tells me he rushed out to confront the suspect. Hey! As he ran after him, other neighbors jumped in to put out the fires.
A Seattle police sting operation leads to the arrest of a dozen people accused of stealing from the Lowe's store on Rainier Avenue South. Detectives say they teamed up with store security earlier this week to catch the thieves in the act. Cops recovered stolen merchandise they believe was going to be sold for drugs. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Increasing sunshine today with highs in the mid-50s. It's 57 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO Newsradio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO Newsradio, Northwest News.
And now, it's time for the Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio with your hosts, Jake Skorheim and Spike O'Neill.
Welcome back to the show. 1 hour down, 2 hours to go. Jake Skorheim here, Spike O'Neill there. We're just talking about all the serious stuff like candy corn and answering your text messages about various different types of candy and ways to eat candy corn.
Are you ready for? I'm so ready for the holiday season. I'm not even waiting for Christmas. I'm going to lean so far into Halloween. Thanksgiving this year is going to be a moonshot for us.
You and I tomorrow are going to have a pumpkin carving competition.
We are.
Yeah.
We invited Laura to do that. I know Laura's out today. She's not feeling that well.
Or she's practicing.
She's home practice carving. I hadn't even thought about that.
That's probably what it is.
I'm far too trusting.
Yeah, you are.
Jacob's with us today. Are you a pumpkin carver?
No.
Okay, you're in.
You ever done it?
Yeah, once.
Outside of being a child?
Once or twice. I didn't as a child, so I didn't celebrate Halloween for my parents' religious reasons.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You probably did what I did, is we would have things at our church, like
trunk or treats.
Trunk or treats are big ones.
Yeah.
Rootin' Tootin' Roundup, which was what my church called our
rope cattle.
Cowboy festival.
You do? Really?
Okay.
Yeah. Which is great, actually. It's a lot of fun. Kids still get the candy.
Yeah. And trunk or treats are everywhere.
Stuff. Yeah.
Communities are going more toward community-based events, like the downtown core I mentioned of Edmonds does that every year. Every little community does that.
Yeah,
it's what we're supposed to do.
Our church this year had like a big hoedown thing, where like it's
Nice.
very farm adjacent,
as opposed
feeling,
to dead things,
as
and
opposed to morbid.
The veil between the worlds,
which is still
Bob
kind of
Ross
fun
skeletons.
for
Bob Ross skeleton bursting into flames. Who does that, by the way? Come on.
But now as an adult, you have carved a pumpkin. I take it, Jacob, in the recent years.
Yeah. I have no talent for it, so I don't particularly enjoy it. I do it largely under protest, basically, when people make me. Yeah.
Okay.
He's fun.
If you want to.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's how your girlfriend gets to talk to in the premarital sex, too, right? You nagged me into that.
So we'll be carving pumpkins tomorrow.
Yeah, it's going to be
competing.
right here
You
on
guys
top
have
of the expensive equipment.
Yeah, we'll do
pumpkin
it.
guts and seeds everywhere.
You guys have any pumpkin carving ideas? You send them our way. 888-973-5476. Except for, what's her name again? Melanie and Gold Bar.
Melanie and Gold Bar.
Was it Melanie or Madeline? It was an M name.
Melanie.
Let's see. I think it was Melanie.
Was it Maribel? Something.
Melinda, sorry.
Melinda.
I'm sorry.
Melinda and
I'm
Gold
sorry,
Bar.
Melinda.
No
We love you.
suggestion from you needed, Melinda.
Well, we can't remember your
Thanks
name.
anyway. Just kidding, Melinda. You're a sweetie. All right. We got a lot of stuff to get to. There is a shutdown that's going on right now locally here. Air traffic controllers at SeaTac are still working. Think about that job. Kind of a stressful job as it is. You're already worrying about making sure they call it pushing tin, right? Have you seen that?
Sure. Cusack movie, right?
Cusack movie.
Yep.
I think
Billy Bob. Yep.
That's right. Yeah. Great actor. So they've been getting no money, but they still have to show up and do the job because there's all these employees who are furloughed for the shutdown, which means you don't work and you don't have to, and you don't get a paycheck.
They're deemed essential government employees. Yes.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
If you are a government employee, which there's many in the state of Washington, and there's a lot of government employees everywhere, but there are the unfortunate few who still have to go into work and not get paid. All of their coworkers who are also being furloughed, who are not deemed as essential, because of a law that was passed only recently, I think it was back in after 2020 sometime, they will be made whole for the time that they were not paid.
Right.
But they also didn't have to work.
Didn't have to go in. Didn't have to buy gas.
They're probably still moving around, but it's their choice.
The cost of going to work every day is intrusive.
But the people who still have to work, I'm saying those are the people who pulled the double short straw.
Yeah.
Because they have to work and they're not getting paid. And when they get made whole, it's for work that they've done, where all of their coworkers are kind of on a vacation, just chilling out. I don't know what they're doing. Maybe they're picking up extra jobs or they're in unemployment. And I saw this. This seems like a huge hole in the system. If you are a government employee and you're working, but you're not pulling a paycheck, you can't qualify for
unemployment. Really?
Because it's about how much you're working.
Oh, wow.
Doesn't that seem crazy?
So someone who's furloughed and not working can collect unemployment benefits.
But the people who are working can't.
Interesting.
If I read that correctly,
and I think
which may be way off. Jacob,
I think they have to pay back unemployment benefits if you're furloughed and draw state unemployment. I think you have to pay it back. I'll double check that. I think I read that. This is now in
You mean once you get your money?
Yeah, once you get your money, you've got to reimburse the state. It's almost like a no-interest loan, which I also heard that $320 million in loans have been taken out by federal employees since the shutdown was started.
Sure.
Because this is the first time air traffic controllers have gotten no paycheck. This is the first time payday hit and as big fat zero came out on their paychecks, right?
This has to be starting October 1st. They've been getting no pay since October 1st.
I think the way they cut off pay, but I think the way the system works, you're paid retroactively as all you work, and then there's a system.
Gotcha.
Last time I think they got a partial check. This time they get nada.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. Why would you issue a $0 check? You're losing money printing those.
Yeah, well, the people who cut checks apparently are essential workers.
Gotcha.
It is though. One of the people said some of the essential workers are Social Security.
That's government bureaucurity. Perfect example. There's a whole department sending out $0 checks.
Well, the $0 makes it pretty stupid.
Very silly.
But folks who get Social Security checks, those are essential workers. Yeah. Those are life supporting, life sustaining funds that need to be sent out to folks.
Yeah, no, you're right. That part. All right, so this is the National Air Traffic Controller Association President, Nick Daniels. He says this shutdown's got to end, folks.
Tasked with making the impossible possible or having it made impossible by not paying them again. So the message is simple. In the shutdown today, there is no excuse that these hardworking men and women are showing up to do this job and to not ever know when they're going to get paid again. So we need America's help. We need you to stand up, and we need you to say, enough is enough in this shutdown and ensure that we can move this forward, because we do not want to be up here telling you the sad stories. We want to be up here telling you how we're moving this system forward, how we're bringing in more air traffic controllers than ever, how we're modernizing this system to serve the American people. So, again, cannot stress enough. If you want to take action, contact your congressional representative and tell them in the shutdown today.
Well, Congress has already passed the CR, right? So it's just so it would be Senate. So call your local senator. This would be Patty Murray, Maria Cantwell.
Well, the continuing resolution's been offered, 13 times? 14 times it is now or something. They voted on again? Yeah.
Yesterday.
Yeah.
So, they've got to pass that. Washington has joined 25 other states suing the Trump administration over this emergency fund, which the USDA has that could restore at least partial benefits to some of these.
To fund SNAP, to fund food benefits, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's 42 million Americans who apparently use SNAP.
Mm-hmm.
And
almost 1 million in Washington, 900,000 in Washington State.
900,000. So Washington State has sued the Trump administration. Do you think that they are also suing Patty Murray and Maria Cantwell for not for continuing to vote against the continuing resolution?
No. Why would they?
Well, the question is now who's responsible for shutting down the government? Because
we're never going to agree on that. But we can have the conversation.
Let's have it.
Sure. I think this is a hand that the Democrats have to. The only hand they have to play
is to make people hungry.
Is to shut down the government. Is to force the Republicans. They're shutting down the government to force Republicans to come in and negotiate on policy and budget issues.
What does Patty Murray hope to get out of this, though?
Patty Murray hopes to get a continuation of Obamacare subsidies, federal subsidies, so that people's health insurance premiums don't double, triple, or quadruple or more.
Okay.
Which is set to happen with the big beautiful bill.
Okay.
That's going to happen.
Well, it was originally, right, if I understand this, those things were put in place and they were scheduled to end in 2025. Those were all put in place by Democrats?
Yeah.
So how is this Trump's fault?
All things that are put in with sundowns, with deadlines, everything that's put in the budget isn't perennial. Unless you're a $1 billion tax cut for this 1%, that is perennial. That is forever. Most legislation is written with expiration dates that can be renegotiated and renewed.
Yeah,
most all legislation
they can't guarantee themselves that they're going to be in control of government.
But that's why you negotiate. That's why you need 60 and not 51 in the Senate. That's why you have to have compromise to get something passed. It's easy for the House to pass a continuing resolution because it just takes a majority, which they hold.
So this
in
is
the
all
Senate,
about,
you need 60.
This is all about healthcare costs.
It's about healthcare costs. It's also about these SNAP benefits.
Well, no, it's SNAP benefits in the moment because they shut down the government over healthcare costs, right?
SNAP benefits will stop going out in the month of November.
But that wasn't part of the reason they shut down government. It wasn't because of SNAP benefits. They shut it down because of healthcare costs.
They shut it down to that also is part of this negotiation Democrats want to have. When the big beautiful bill was passed without any Democratic support, without any Democratic input. They didn't negotiate. They didn't talk.
Not uncommon for Democrats do it too.
It is kind of uncommon. But here's the point: the Republicans had this big beautiful bill, all their priorities in one bill, not a bunch of little things where they could do things in piecemeal. President Trump insisted everything go into one big beautiful bill to force it through. So the popular things people can't vote against get done, and the things that people aren't popular with get pushed along too, because the ending of the ACA subsidies is not a popular point. It should be renewed. Again, most policies.
Why should it be renewed, though?
Why should it be renewed?
Yeah.
Because people's health care premiums are going to double, triple, or quadruple or more.
So these were extra subsidies that were kicked in right during the pandemic when they realized that people weren't able to work. So these are additional things that were put in place in the middle of the pandemic that they now want to extend and make permanent.
Yeah.
Does that seem right?
Well, not permanent. They want to extend it, but it does seem right. Because if you're worried about the cost of health care, then go to the insurance companies, go to the healthcare providers.
But before the pandemic, people had less of a burden because it was before the pandemic, right? And then the pandemic kicks in. They're saying, well, okay, people are in an extra bad spot because a lot of people aren't working. We shut things down.
The only subsidies weren't the result of the pandemic. There were subsidies before that.
No, I understand.
Those are going to end. All that is going to end under this new Republican. They're ending all. That's the part of the nearly $1 trillion of Medicare they're cutting is the subsidies to help people pay for insurance. Part of the ACA, which goes back 10 years.
Do you know what percentage of the population actually uses ACA health insurance?
It's going to affect 22 million Americans.
Do you know what percentage of the people who have health insurance?
No.
It's like 10-ish%, I think.
Okay.
So this is a ton of money to be spending on just 10%, right?
It is. Well, yeah,
and
it is.
If it's subsidies that were put in place during the pandemic, like we did a lot of things during the pandemic. There was a lot of like stimulus checks that were sent out, things that were vital at the time, but we haven't carried those things on and made those permanent because we recognize that those are expenses that we can't afford, right?
Right.
So I don't understand why now this is a different thing. Why is healthcare different?
Because it affects people's day-to-day lives, people's health.
I understand, but they were doing it before the pandemic. And now we've all recognized the pandemic has ended. Yes.
Yeah.
People's lives are mostly back to normal.
There were subsidies for the Affordable Care Act that help people. Government helped them pay their insurance premiums.
I understand. I'm not even saying the before pandemic stuff. I'm saying that the ones that were throttled way higher. The extra subsidies that were kicked in during the pandemic, which is what Democrats right now want to make permanent.
So it's a lot of money to help 10% of Americans?
No. My question is,
why do we
extra
continue
stuff that they implemented during the pandemic that they now want to make permanent? Do you think those should be made permanent?
I think if it helps Americans, if it's your tax dollars being spent to help Americans afford, which is an investment much like paying a mechanic to tune up your car as opposed to buying a new engine, it saves money to give people more health care.
Yeah, but it's my car, not somebody else's car. That's the problem. Is you're taking my money to fix somebody else's car.
Well, that's with everything.
Explain.
The Defense Department doesn't surround your house, but you benefit from federal national defense.
Okay.
All government helps everybody.
Well, that's not true. It doesn't. It very often spends way more than it actually helps.
Fair enough. But if people don't get help with their insurance, if people lose health care insurance, right,
then they'll have to buy it on the private market.
And trust me when I tell you, when insurance companies don't get money from the federal government, they're going to make up that money elsewhere, and your insurance premiums are going to go up, whether you have ACA or not.
Okay, so those things have already gone up tremendously since the ACA was put into place. Correct?
What have? Your health insurance premiums?
Health insurance premiums. Hasn't
Sure.
it gotten way more expensive?
Sure.
So we all admit that the system is not working super great. And now we want to lock in a bad system even worse.
That's not what this does. It doesn't lock in a bad. If you want to talk about fixing the healthcare system, it's a totally different conversation.
I do. Let's have it right now.
We don't, because there's things you don't know, things I don't know. We can't have a valuable conversation. No, you don't.
I do.
Okay.
Let's have it.
I don't want to have it. It's not what we're talking about right now. I want to talk about healthcare. I want to talk about why the government is shut down. Because the Republicans want to give
government shut down over healthcare.
The government is shut down because the Republicans pushed through this bill, okay, that benefits a major tax cut to the top 1% of Americans, gives the largest tax reduction to the wealthiest people in America in history.
Isn't this about healthcare?
It's about where your federal tax dollars go. Healthcare, food benefits, those things that help Americans. You said 22 million Americans is not a lot of people to pay this much money for. The $4 trillion in tax cuts going to the top 1% of Americans, that benefits, 1,000 people, 1,000 families, different companies?
Well, I mean, there's good benefits to having big companies.
And there's good benefits.
We're seeing the effects of companies losing employees right now.
And
Amazon,
there's good
the biggest
benefits.
story locally is Amazon losing employees, right?
And there's good benefits to 22 million Americans being able to afford health care insurance.
I understand that.
Okay.
But the extra subsidies that were kicked in during the pandemic,
we've already gone over this twice. To lock them in. Yeah.
And you think that's a smart thing?
I do think that's a smart thing.
Most of the country would disagree with you.
I don't know that. Show me polling that says most of Americans don't think it's a good idea to give people affordable health care.
Let's see what CNN has to say about it.
Yeah, you might think, given that the Republicans are in charge of both the House and the Senate, that a government shutdown might actually hurt the Republican brand. But in fact, it hasn't. If anything, it's been helped a little bit. Take a look here, the shift in net popularity versus pre-shutdown. When we're looking at the Republican Party overall, that brand actually up 2 points. That's within the margin of error, but clearly it hasn't dropped. Come over to this side of the screen. Look at the net approval ratings for Republicans in Congress. It's actually up 5 points since pre-shutdown. So what we're seeing here is the Republican brand in Congress has actually improved somewhat compared to where we were pre-shutdown, despite the fact that Republicans control. And that's the math that John Thune and Mike Johnson are looking at is, well, hey, why should we give an electorally speaking when our brand has actually improved a little bit?
Here's the point that I'm making. I don't think that it's a bad deal to make health insurance affordable for people. I think it's a very smart conversation.
Yeah.
I think giving all these crazy subsidies they were giving during the pandemic and locking those in and making those permanent does not fix what is a massive problem that they already have, which is the conversation I think they would like to have. The continuing resolution doesn't fix or address any of those things. It just says, let's keep the government funded while we have those conversations.
Except that the Republicans have refused to have those conversations.
What do you mean? They've just voted it down. Democrats just voted it down for the 13th time. How is that Republicans refusing to have that conversation? They're saying, let's talk about it, but let's get the government funded.
Let's talk about it after you acquiesce to our budget, after you lock in our budget that denies all these things.
This is the most normal thing that ever happens. Continuing resolutions happen every administration.
Yes, they do. Of course they do.
So then have the conversation, but let people also eat as you're having that conversation.
So you want to make sure people have food benefits in November.
That would be great.
Okay, and what happens when they sign this continuing resolution?
Well, now it's almost too late because it shuts down on the 21st.
Let me finish my question. What happens when they sign this continuing resolution and the SNAP benefits go out for November? What happens in December? What happens in January? What happens in February? those benefits are permanently cut.
Those continuing resolution would only go through November. So they're going to have this conversation again. It was only going to be originally, I think it was only going to be like a 6-week extension. So this whole conversation, unfortunately, has to happen again. They might just skip that whole period.
Yeah.
It seems disingenuous to me, though, for people like Patty Murray to say, hey, this is all on Trump when she's the one who's voted 13 times to shut down the government, knowing that when they do so, they're going to shut down SNAP benefits. Workers at SeaTac are not going to get paid.
President Trump is choosing to let kids go hungry. SNAP benefits for millions of Americans are at risk.
The argument that that's all on Trump and the Republicans could be the exact same argument you make on Democrats who are voting no on this CR every single time. Isn't that fair to say?
Sure. It's also fair to say that when Trump said during the Biden administration, when you control the House, Senate, and executive, that it's on the president to solve the problem. Trump's own words. So how's it any different than Patty Murray says now? It's on the president. Trump said it when it was the other side.
That's a fair point.
Yeah.
All right, we got a lot more coming up.
Everybody's got a lot of work to do toward the middle to get this solved. I'm with you. And nobody should go hungry.
People are going hungry. That's silly. Open the government back up and then have the conversation. All right, we got a lot more coming up. Stick around.
This hour is brought to you by Insulation Northwest.
A 55-yard interception return by Easley.
Celebrating 50 years of Seahawks football.
Number 45, Kenny Easley, as pure an athlete as has ever played that free safety position. Saw him the very first day of training camp after his first-round draft choice. All of us veterans looked at each other and said, we've got something here, and we sure did.
Since the beginning, KIRO is where Seattle and the Pacific Northwest have heard the Seahawks play. Here's to the next 50 years.
If you're one of the millions of Americans behind on your taxes, if you're afraid to open your mail because IRS collection letters could be coming, listen carefully. The IRS is cracking down, taking paychecks, freezing bank accounts, revoking passports. That's a fact. But here's what most people don't know. There are official tax relief programs designed to help struggling taxpayers. Programs that could save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief. Optima's award-winning team will fight to protect your paycheck, your passport, and your property. Their tax attorneys and licensed tax professionals will work tirelessly to get you the best deal possible with the IRS. Every day, penalties and interest keep piling up, so don't wait. Call Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-783-8055. That's 800-783-8055. 800-783-8055.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Are you looking at senior living options for you or a loved one? If so, you likely have many questions, like, what can I afford? How long will my savings last? And if I run out of money, will I have to move out? If these questions are weighing on you, I'm here to talk you through different solutions. Hi, I'm Amanda from Care Partners Senior Living. At Care Partners, we're focused on offering high-quality, compassionate care at very affordable prices to help stretch and preserve your assets. And if you ever run out of funds and need to convert to Medicaid, you won't have to move. We have vibrant communities throughout Western Washington, Spokane, and Arizona offering independent, assisted living, and memory care. Our caregivers are some of the most loving and genuine people you'll ever meet. Stretch your assets, preserve your estate, and never worry about moving. That's peace of mind in the Care Partners Living difference. Learn more at carepartnersliving.com. Care Partners is excited to announce our newest communities in Port Orchard, Sumner, Snohomish, and North Creek Bothell. Visit carepartnersliving.com.
Endless hours of research, seeking referrals, dozens of calls. Hiring the right attorney can be a challenging process during an already difficult time. JP Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains.
In Washington State, Tom, there are thousands of attorneys to choose from. Referrals and online research can be helpful, but discovering the right attorney requires a conversation. It can be hard to identify integrity and authenticity without that interaction.
So, what do you recommend?
We encourage anyone looking for personal injury representation to call for a free consultation with our team before making a decision simply based on referrals or online research. Accident victims need an attorney that listens, demonstrates honesty, and is genuinely understanding of their unique circumstances. The care, attention, and preparation that our firm provides throughout the case mirrors the effort involved when taking on the insurance companies.
Save time and avoid mistakes after an injury. Contact the caring and compassionate team at Pendergast Law.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
Guys, tired all the time? Gaining weight? Low drive?
These aren't just signs of aging. They could be low testosterone or other underlying issues. Right now, Revive Men's Health Washington is making it easier to get answers with a comprehensive wellness panel. It's not just a lab test, it's where better performance begins. Our providers will check your testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidney, liver, thyroid, and heart health. A $400 value for just $99, or free if you start treatment. Over 120,000 men have trusted Revive to restore their energy, mood, and confidence. So if you're ready to feel better and live stronger, call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com. Offer ends November 30th. Must medically qualify. Terms apply. Contact us for full offer details.
Many retirees are enjoying the retirement lifestyle, but not the high cost of living. We're here with our friend Steve Teitler of Best Mortgage, who says a reverse mortgage may provide some stress relief.
If you're struggling with your mortgage payments or other bills, or maybe you just like some extra money, a reverse mortgage allows you to tap your home equity for tax-free cash. You've worked hard to build up that equity in your home. Now let it work for you. And best of all, you'll have no mortgage payments the rest of your life.
But as you always say, a reverse mortgage is not for everyone.
That's right. Avoid the high-pressure sales pitch from those out-of-state call centers. I give you a consultation, not a sales pitch. I'll tell you if a reverse mortgage is right for you, and I always tell you if it's not.
Honest advice you can trust from the reverse mortgage experts. Best Mortgage, the VA loan experts and debt consolidation specialists too. 425-649-6000. Best Mortgage, 425-649-6000.
This week at Jazz Alley, Elvin Bishop's Big Fun Trio joins forces with Grammy-winning bluesman Cedric Burnside for 4 nights of down-home, high-energy blues. Shows run Thursday through Sunday. Tickets at jazzalley.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. On the same day Microsoft releases its quarterly earnings report, the company suffered a major IT outage affecting its cloud service worldwide. CBS News tech contributor Ian Scher.
Essentially, a tech problem has caused a cascading issue that brought down a bunch of different things.
Now, the company says it is making progress to fix the problems and expects its Azure cloud platform to be fully back by 4:20 our time. As for today's earnings, Microsoft beat Wall Street expectations. Revenue jumped to nearly $78 billion last quarter, driven by a 40% surge in Azure cloud sales. Mixed results in the rest of today's closing bell report, with the Dow losing 74 points, the Nasdaq gaining 131. The results come after the Fed announced a quarter-point rate cut. CBS's Allison Keyes.
The central bank was working a bit blindfolded with the government shutdown affecting key reports on the labor market and inflation. Chairman Jerome Powell says
the shutdown of the federal government will weigh on economic activity while it persists, but these effects should reverse after the shutdown ends.
Powell says it is hard to say how the shutdown will affect data it needs to make the right policy decision at the next Fed meeting in December. Allison Keyes, CBS News, Washington.
Now, this latest cut put the Fed's benchmark interest rate below 4% for the first time since late 2022. We are learning how many Amazon workers here in Washington are losing their job. KIRO 7 TV spoke to one of the more than 2,300 employees in our states being laid off.
I don't know what happens now. Just kind of in disbelief.
The company announced yesterday it was slashing 14,000 corporate roles. And more job cuts to reports. Peace Health says it is laying off 241 workers in our states. The nonprofit is citing federal cuts and changes in health care. At 1:33 now, we go to the real-time traffic desk. Here's Nate Connors.
All right, Aaron, this report brought to us by Lake Washington Windows and Doors. We've still got our closure westbound 18 at the Tiger Mountain Summit, where our FedEx semi remains stuck in the ditch. No estimated time to reopen, but it'll be at least a couple more hours. Eastbound 18 remains open. South 5 through Seattle at 85th, you've got a collision blocking your right center lane. Not much of a backup. In fact, you won't hit a significant backup until you reach the Ship Canal Bridge in the downtown. Linwood to Seattle, 20 minutes. Our lake bridges are wide open. South 405 now heavy from Southeast 8 to 112th. and then you'll start to thin out, but you're still crowded all the way down to the VMAC. Bellevue to Renton's at 25 minutes, and I'm seeing a brief backup starting to form on northbound 167 through those lane restrictions in Pacific. But really, outside of this, we're looking really good out there. Lake Washington Windows has been voted best in the Northwest. To celebrate, save 25% off new windows through October and defer payment for the next 12 months. Visit lakewashingtonwindows.com. KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Forecast now brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. It's going to be mostly dry this afternoon with some increasing sunshine. Dry tomorrow and for the first part of Friday. Might want to get your trick-or-treating done early this year because rain does move in late Friday night. Right now looking at 58 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
All right, welcome back to the show. Before you leave, Aaron, I want to offer you a candy corn.
Oh.
Would you like a candy corn?
Now, hold on. An hour ago, I was right there, Aaron Granillo. Could I have one, Jake?
Spike brought these in for me as a joke, thinking I wouldn't eat them because
yesterday, Jake said his favorite candy was candy corn. I said, no human on the face of the earth.
Well, it's my
living or
favorite
dead,
Halloween. My favorite Halloween
candy, and I hate them. But I've tried one, and
try
they're
one.
not as
Let me
bad
try
as
one.
That's the new brand, candy corn. It's not as bad as you remember.
That is a good motto, actually.
It would sell a lot.
Not good?
It's not good.
No, but it's not bad. It's not bad.
He wants to spit it out.
Candy corn. It's not bad.
Jacob, here, have one.
They just say so artificial.
Did you catch it?
I'm really impressed with myself for catching
Good for you.
And the second question, why don't we have a softball team? Look at you.
Did you get it? Andrew, here, try one. Oh, there's a window there.
Great.
Isn't that good? It's not bad, is it?
To the main studio. Housekeeping, main studio. Thank you.
Like Spike says, candy corn. It's not
that bad. It's not as bad as you remember.
It's like
you hate it as a kid, you'll tolerate it as an adult.
Good.
It's too sweet. It's like that. It's like a fake sweetness.
Yeah,
to
I just
it.
need some American cheese.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Did you hear that, Texter?
No.
Someone wrote
wrap
in.
candy corns and slices of American cheese.
Seemingly sincerely, that's what they like to
Yeah.
You know what's actually not a bad idea? I could see
a 900-person ballroom at the end of the trailer park.
No, this is
perfect.
This is actually a really good idea. Do you guys ever do baked apples? We have an actual story we'll get to in just a second. But do you ever do baked apples like in the oven? Do you guys ever do that?
Oh, it's been quite
you
a
core
long
them
time.
and then you do a baked apple. It's kind of a nice
little
thing.
cinnamon, little brown sugar.
Put
boom.
cinnamon.
Yeah.
Put some whipped cream on it. It's almost like you're eating something good.
I want to
but
build
it's
a
an
fire
apple.
right here in the studio. This is great.
You could put candy corns in that. Once it's hot, they'll kind of melt a
them
little
down,
bit,
yeah.
and then you can munch on them with the apple. I just think it'd be really good.
You ever do shots of just whipped cream? Forget the pie. Just right off the can.
Yeah. You ever do it where you don't get any whipped cream and it's just the stuff that comes out of the can?
Don't talk to me
I'm just
about this.
kidding.
Don't talk about the my night with a whole case of whipped cream in the cooler at the restaurant. Let's not talk about that.
I'm just kidding. Don't do that.
Thanks, Jake.
Not good for you. Yeah, enjoy. If you want more,
I'm good.
We got plenty. If you want more,
it's going to last us through the end of the day, I think. Probably through next year if I had to guess. All right. Can we play this? Can we play this ad? This would be fun. You can hang out for this too if you want, Aaron. If you're busy, if you got to go, you can go.
You've got a busy home. You've got a couple of kids. I'm giving you the sales pitch. There's never enough hands to help with all the projects that you've done. Wouldn't a personal assistant be great?
Yes.
Well, like a maid, right?
Yeah, sure.
What if
I would love that.
what if that maid was a one-time purchase? Okay, and maybe a small monthly subscription fee.
Okay.
And you had an on-call maid at your house
to do your dishes, to
vacuum, fold
your
laundry,
house.
all the things you need a hand with.
Well, I feel like I have a cleaning lady that comes once in a while.
Whoa.
I
No
do.
wonder he doesn't
I know.
like candy corn.
I know.
More Cadbury?
He's
I
only
know.
ever eating delicious.
I'm telling you, man, if
chocolates with
we did
ganache.
not have a cleaning lady, oh my God, 2 dogs, 2 kids.
Yeah, but that's
Nasty.
once a month, right? And we're talking about
Not
a daily.
even. It's like once every often.
Quarter.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, quit
Once in a
justifying
while.
your posh life.
Yeah.
This is there's a robot.
Oh.
Have you seen this robot? Look at this. We're going to watch this ad. For anybody else on YouTube right now,
what's
you
that?
can enjoy
What's
this
that?
with
Here we
us. There's a new robot called the Neo, and it's the one on the right. It's not the weird-looking guy on the left. Jacob, can we play this? All right, this is
Vern, and today we're launching Neo, our humanoid for the home.
Ain't no sunshine when she's gone.
This is really the song they picked.
Now they're showing the
Neo is a
robot.
humanoid companion designed to transform your life at home. It combines AI and advanced hardware to help with daily chores and bring intelligence into your everyday
All right,
life.
pause it there, Jacob. Now, Aaron, you're seeing all this stuff. Now, this is a future that we're living in. Look, there's literally video of the robot vacuuming your bedroom. It probably made the bed. It's about to put away the laundry. All of this sounds good. It's $20,000, or a $500 a month subscription.
It's not both?
That's expensive.
It's one of two. It's one of the two.
Okay. You can either buy it outright for $20,000 or for $500 a month.
Yeah.
Here's the catch. That's not a real robot. There's a human inside there.
What?
So the mechanics of the robot are real. It is moving around on its own. But the thing that's operating it is not like a genius robot brain that you just say, hey, go fold my laundry. They don't have that ability. It's a person somewhere else in the world, like a call center somewhere, has a virtual reality display on, and they have the ability to manipulate the hands. They are working the robot. So there's one dedicated person per robot somewhere in the world. In your house with a robot.
We've got virtual reality technology that a third world employee can manipulate the robot that's in your home.
Load your dishes. Would you do something like this?
Well, not for the price tag.
Okay, we're talking. Now we got you, but we're talking price.
Let's say it was free. They were just going to put somebody in your house, put a robot in your house.
Yeah, I would do it for free.
But doesn't it bug you that there's a person?
Yeah, everyone always brings this up, like the robots are watching us. They're watching.
No, not a robot. A person.
I have Alexa in my house. You don't think she's listening?
She's listening, but there's not.
There's not a lady in Saipan who's listening to you, telling you what the weather's like today. Who's running that from a remote location? That's what we're talking about.
How about
a human somewhere else in the country doing your dishes, washing your floors?
They do it while I'm not there.
As long as you don't have to feel guilty and see it.
They're still in your house. That person could walk up to you like, what if you woke up one night and the robot's just staring at you?
Yeah.
Or kind of gently petting your head or something.
I think my problem is I have too much faith in people and good intentions.
I do too.
It's
You're
a
the
flaw.
perfect customer for this.
Yeah, I know. I shouldn't trust anybody or anything. I work in the news.
I would be worried that within 2 weeks of inviting a robot into your house, I'm not saying this one because I certainly don't want to slander this company. So I'm sure this wouldn't happen with this company. But if there were a company out there who was doing an AI version where somebody comes in and is watching, I think that person could then do bad things in your house. That's what I would be worried about.
It could.
That person.
Then you get a lawsuit.
Then you got a lawsuit. But you've already also.
Using the human toilet as opposed to the robot toilet they're supposed to be using?
No, but what if
separate but equal toilet in the back?
What if you and your wife are, having a glass of wine and things are going well?
Things are going well.
All the kids are asleep and
Neo, turn down the master suite, please.
Well, no. What if you guys are
I know what you're saying.
Doing stuff and then all of a sudden you just see these glowing eyes from across the room. And that's,
oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
It sounds like that. Also, what is the robot doing in the bathroom? Why does it need its own toilet?
I'm just spitballing
He's
here.
watching you.
Yeah.
Like a pervert.
Right.
Like wouldn't that bug you?
This is what it would bug me. Well, there'd be an off feature. You could. You don't want this thing being able to.
Just tell the
I know you can't even turn your phone off.
Would you make the robot put on like a blindfold?
Yes.
Look away, Neo.
Wait
Look
in
away.
the garage, Neo.
My wife and I are going to do
This is what I
stuff.
love about this.
Don't look, Neo.
So you have no problem with a person in another country, India, say Mumbai, right? Where most call centers, I think a lot of call centers are located.
Yeah.
You have no problem with somebody having a full-time job cleaning your apartment for $2 a day, which is a substantial rate in that part of the world.
Talking to me or Aaron?
Anybody?
I have a problem with all of
it. I mean, do you have a problem with that? With using third world labor remotely from not having to bring them here?
I would say
or
this,
put them up in your house.
I would say this about the cheap labor part. If that $2 or whatever the pay is, that's a number you've just come up with. I don't know what the number is.
It's probably more like $4.50.
But whatever that number is, they have a completely different society than we have, and if that's a good job over there, and if that's good pay, and if they're excited to be doing it, and it's not a slave labor situation like sometimes you see in China.
Sure, yeah.
Then I'm not going to stop them from making money. That's
Thank
great.
You. I hear so many people saying, "Well, I don't think you're paying them that much," and you just eliminated the highest paying job in that town.
Yeah. No, I have no problem with that. I don't want to stop anybody from earning money, but if it's a robot watching me and my wife,
sure, that's
together.
Yeah, that's kind of creepy. That's kind of creepy.
I'm just saying that I would pay more for that. No, just kidding. No, it's weird. I think
it is weird.
It seems
objectively weird.
You know it's coming though.
I know.
I mean, this is the entry level. This is day one.
Yeah.
This is nothing.
These are not.
This is crank the car up in front of by the bumper to get it started.
Not available yet. These would be delivered in 2026. So you're pre-ordering for 2026.
Okay.
I think, Jake, you just want one because your regular cleaning lady kept eating your candy corn.
That's right. Yeah, and I know the robot.
The robot can't eat
would
them.
not eat my candy corn. I don't know. There's something about it's really creepy to me. Really strange.
Oh, it's creepy. Don't get me wrong.
I think it could go very south.
The fact that it looks like a voodoo doll, first off, is a little.
Have you guys seen iRobot?
That's the Haley Joel Osment?
No. That's AI.
That's AI.
iRobot is with Will Smith.
Yes, they all have the same.
And it's a robot. It's the first ever investigation of a robot crime.
Right.
Because there's a murder and they suspect a robot might be responsible. But as with everything, spoiler alert, there's a human being behind it. What? So that's what I worry about. An iRobot situation. Yeah. All right. We got a lot more coming up. Stick around.
The Closing Bell is brought to you by Trajan Wealth Management.
A 55-yard interception return by Easley.
Celebrating 50 years of Seahawks football.
Number 45, Kenny Easley, as pure an athlete as has ever played that free safety position. Saw him the very first day at training camp after his first-round draft choice. All of us veterans looked at each other and said, we've got something here, and we sure did.
Since the beginning, KIRO is where Seattle and the Pacific Northwest have heard the Seahawks play. Here's to the next 50 years.
Hi, Spike O'Neill. You've been hearing me all month long telling you that Integrity Roofing and Construction is giving away a free roof to a family or a person in need. It's right, and there's still time to get in. Comes through the end of the month. November 1st is the deadline. Go to integrityrc.com, find the philanthropy section, and click on Integrity Cares. Every year, Integrity does this. They give a family in need a brand new roof, free of charge, an entirely new roof. If you know someone that's fallen on hard times or had a little bit of bad luck, could use a free roof, and who couldn't? Go to integrityrc.com, Integrity Cares, and nominate somebody today. Integrityrc.com, because doing the right thing matters.
Upgrade your home comfort and save 20% during the Bob's Heating preseason furnace sale. With great savings plus free financing on heat pumps, water heaters, generators, and more, our award-winning team has what you need to stay cozy this chilly season at a cost you're comfortable with. Voted best in the Pacific Northwest, we're honored to be your dedicated home comfort company since 1957. Call Bob's and save today.
Bob's Heating and Air Conditioning. Call Bob.
Keeping your engines healthy means protecting them in season and out. Experts trust Stable to do that. And third-party testing confirms it. Stable is the industry leader in preventing fuel-related issues, no matter if you use it in your car, boat, or outdoor power equipment. In season or out, at every fill-up or when you store, start with Stable.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
The stock market's on fire. AI stocks are performing at all-time levels. We hope you, like many of our investors, have taken advantage of it. A famous man once said, buy low, sell high. There's also $8 trillion of cash sitting on the sidelines. Investors are either scared or they don't know where to go. Hi, I'm Scott Rireka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares profit with our investors. We've been doing it for 19 years, averaging double-digit returns with zero investor losses. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital and invest in our family of funds. From a 3-year investment with double-digit returns to only a 90-day commitment returning 7%. We also accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Legacy Group Capital at legacyg.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at legacyg.com.
Eric Johnson here. I spent the past 30 years working to help make our community better informed, better protected when it comes to consumer issues, and better equipped to take on whatever life throws at us. That's why I love the free Washington Accident book series from Davis Law Group. These books keep us better informed about the law, better able to protect ourselves on and off the road, and better off when all is said and done after an accident. Chris Davis didn't have to write these books. He did it because he saw a need. People who were in accidents or other legal situations didn't know what to do, what pictures to take, documents to request. Only a tiny fraction of the people who get these free books will ever become clients of Davis Law Group, but that's not the point. Chris wrote them because it was the right thing to do. The free Washington Accident Book Series is a must-have for drivers who want to be prepared for whatever the road might throw at them. Get yours at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
I saw her texting, coming up to a stop sign, and so I saw the accident coming, and she T-boned us.
In the blink of an eye, Crystal's life changed when she suffered a severe spinal injury.
The pain was something I had never experienced before in my neck. I got massage therapy. I saw a chiropractor. I was prescribed muscle relaxers so I could sleep. I got depressed. Nothing was relieving the pain.
Drugs, sleepless nights, and depression. Sound familiar? I'm Dr. Mark Shelley, a chiropractic physician and board-certified functional neurologist. At Sound Pain Solutions, our treatments include high-dose laser combined with spinal decompression and other comprehensive therapies to rehabilitate damaged discs. We use treatments that are non-surgical, FDA-cleared, drug and pain-free.
I was able to get off my pain medicines, and I was able to sleep through the night, and that was what I was desperate for.
To learn if you're a candidate for our treatment, call us. Sound Pain Solutions, 855-996-0025 or click soundpainsolutions.com.
Brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Not only does Progressive let you bundle your insurance, they also give you round-the-clock protection. Get a quote today at progressive.com.
Carpoolers using the SR 167 Express toll lanes now need a Flex Pass set to HOV mode to ride free. That's a change. Having Good to Go always costs less than pay by mail. That is not a change. Learn more at goodtogo167.com.
With football season comes cooler weather, so if you need new windows and doors, don't drop the ball. Steve Rabel here. Call on locally owned Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington to tackle your project. Their wide selection of windows and doors always beats the competition, and they'll give you top-notch customer service with no trick plays. Schedule a free consultation with Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. Go to PellaPNW.com. That's PellaPNW.com.
All right, welcome back to the show. We got a local guy here in town who is also a local news guy, sports guy, Aaron Levine. He was on Jeopardy. Still on Jeopardy, right? He's won two nights in a row.
He's won 2 nights in a row.
He's a Jeopardy champion. This is him winning his first Jeopardy competition. Fox 13 had this. He's a Como guy, right?
No, he's on
the Fox guy. The Fox wouldn't promote a Como guy.
Jeopardy airs on Como, I believe.
Okay, Jeopardy airs on Como. I'm sorry.
Oh, there it is. You're
Jeopardy
right.
airs on Como, but he's a Fox guy. Here's him winning his first. This is him becoming a Jeopardy champion.
So it comes down to Aaron Levine, 14,600. Did he know it was Martha's Vineyard? It's a pretty good poker face. He got it. He will add $6,000, taking him to $20,600 and making him a Jeopardy champion. Congratulations, Aaron.
Champion. It does not come without practice. He says he's been preparing. I saw the pictures he posted about this, the flashcards that he has collected, that he makes himself. Unbelievable amount of preparation goes into this.
Dork.
Listen,
it's awesome. It takes a dork to be a Jeopardy champion. It takes a dork.
Yeah.
Come on,
Ken Jennings.
That was a statement of love and respect.
Listen to this.
Yeah, I have about 28 to 30 shoe boxes full of physical index cards that I've been acquiring over the last, or making over the last 6.5 years or so. I got into this whole trivia thing about 6.5 years ago. I turned 37, wanted to make myself a long-term goal of by the time I turned 40 to feel comfortable enough to take the online Jeopardy test. 2 years later, I was taking it for the first time. But what I did to start was any fact I came across, I would write it down on an index card. It would go into a shoebox, and now I've acquired a lot of these. I'm very old school. I think I say it tonight, is that I'm the analog guy in a digital world where I have physical cards, while everybody else I know in the trivia world has these apps, trivia apps, where they can just kind of scroll through on their phone, flashcard to flashcard.
Would you guys go on Jeopardy if you could?
It's the only game show I would do.
Really?
Yeah, it's the only game show worth doing.
Not Wheel of Fortune?
You know, it's funny. I used to play Wheel of Fortune. When I was a bartender, I would play Wheel of Fortune against the bar.
Okay.
And it would start out just like as fun with me and a few people sitting at the bar at 7 o'clock on a weeknight.
Sure.
And if anybody got the puzzle before I did, they got a free drink.
Oh, you're pretty good at it then.
I could kill, because we did it like every night for about 3 years.
What they didn't know is you were just playing the same tape over and over
right.
again. 'Cause they're drunk.
Yeah. What is the Rhine?
So you would do, but you would only.
I got to the point where I could look at a puzzle, and oftentimes I could look at a puzzle without any letters being turned around, given the category it was and the spaces and letters involved in the clue.
That's impressive.
But Wheel of Fortune's gotten weirder. Now they kind of mixed up categories.
Yeah, now it's like before and after.
Right.
And all
There's
stuff.
a lot of it's evolved, and I haven't. The game has passed me by, like all games.
Jacob, would you like all games? Would you go on Jeopardy? Do you think you could hack it?
Sure. I don't think I do terribly well. It seems like it'd be a good. I am like fascinated by the show itself. I'm always kind of delighted to hear about people's experiences.
Yeah.
Among the things that I am fascinated with this case in particular, he's won 2 games. He also probably already knows how far he's gone. They shoot a bunch of these in a row.
Yes. Yeah.
And so
3 per day.
He has to act as if he doesn't know what's going to happen next, which I think is one of the interesting things when someone kind of famous, at least locally,
because they film these months in advance.
Yes, and they shoot a bunch in a row, so the studio audience is I think the same for multiple episodes, but you're obviously sworn to secrecy, NDAs and stuff.
You'll
like
know
that.
when he loses.
I gotta play.
There'll be a Seahawks post game.
Yeah.
Well, Seahawks beat the Cardinals.
He's suddenly so.
I gotta play.
Seahawks scored 42 points. Big whoop.
We got 1 minute left. I gotta play this really fast. So Aaron Levine is doing what everybody hopes that they would do: is you show up at Jeopardy and you're
and you win. Yeah, and you clean the board. Yeah.
But just because you're in news doesn't mean you're good at this. Wolf Blitzer went on the game years ago. I think this is back in 2009. Yeah, he went on the game years ago. And listen to this. He's just maybe the worst Jeopardy contestant of all time.
Please welcome Wolf Blitzer. What is fettuccine?
No. Wolf.
What is Jerusalem?
No. Wolf.
What is a defendant?
No. Wolf.
Annotated?
No. Wolf.
What is a crash?
No. Wolf, things have not worked out as well as you would hope for, I'm sure.
Well, so what is CNN? No, sorry.
But it's long been our policy on Celebrity Jeopardy that all contestants get to play in the final round. And so even though you're at minus 4,600 now, we're going to wipe that out. We're going to give you an even $1,000 so you get to play in Final Jeopardy as well.
Just dumb as a box of rocks.
Wow, Wolf.
Isn't that the best? Isn't that the best?
Well, how about you? What game show would you go on? What game show would you do great on?
Not Survivor? I would go on Survivor first and
that's
foremost.
a game show.
Yeah, I would go on Survivor. I go on Survivor.
You go on Survivor?
In a heartbeat, if I could.
Okay.
But Jeopardy would also be awesome. I do horrible at it.
I'd go for Jeopardy. I love trivia. I love trivia.
All right, we got a lot more coming up. Stick around. Be right back.
Touchdown Seahawks!
Celebrating 50 years of Seahawks football.
Number 54, Bobby Wagner, linebacker, one of the finest of his generation. He set just about every tackling record that can be set. He was the heart and soul of one of the best defenses to ever play in the National Football League.
Since the beginning, KIRO is where Seattle and the Pacific Northwest have heard the Seahawks play. Here's to the next 50 years.
Crawl space and attics are not places you want to spend much time, but many homes in our area can have serious issues behind the hatches. Hi, it's the owner of Crawl Pros, Richard Herron. For years, you've heard us talking about how we go where you don't want to. With our free corner-to-corner inspection to keep your crawl space and attic well insulated and free of mold and water. You've also heard about the pest control division of our company to keep your home bug and critter free. I'm excited to tell you about our newest division, Plumber Pros. Plumber Pros takes the same customer-first approach to plumbing that we do with our crawl space, attic, and pest control work. We've handpicked skilled plumbers that I know you'll feel comfortable inviting into your home. So next time you run into plumbing issues, from leaky faucets and clogged drains to full home repipes and sub pump installations, call Crawl Pros and we'll get our plumbing division, Plumber Pros, out to get it resolved. For anything related to your crawl space, attic, pest control, or plumbing, call Crawl Pros or visit us at crawlpros.com.
I love the fact that Mike Novak sells more homes than anybody else. This guy works so hard. You know what's happening? People are selling their homes again. And if you don't have Mike Novak's name on that sign, well, you're wasting your time and your house is just going to be sitting on the market. Mike is so confident that he can sell your house quickly. And for more, you'll pay no commission if Mike Novak doesn't sell that home in 21 days. So go to meetthenovaks.com. I'll spell Novaks for you. Novaks. MeetTheNovaks.com.
At Care Partners Senior Living, we believe in providing quality care at an affordable price.
Instead of spending on luxury and expensive art, we invest in our people and accommodations with a focus on compassionate overall health. Our communities offer independent, assisted living, and memory care designed to preserve dignity, independence, in your estate. Affordable, personal, trusted. That's our promise. Please give us a call. We have beautiful Care Partners communities throughout Washington and Arizona. Visit carepartnersliving.com.
With football season comes cooler weather, so if you need new windows and doors, don't drop the ball. Steve Rabel here. Call on locally owned Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington to tackle your project. Their wide selection of windows and doors always beats the competition, and they'll give you top-notch customer service with no trick plays. Schedule a free consultation with Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. Go to PellaPNW.com. That's PellaPNW.com.
Are you in pain? Have you considered surgery or even joint replacement? Hi, everybody. It's John Curley. Before you make that decision, I recommend you see Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine. I did, and it's been a game changer. My doctor took a look at my x-rays and said, well, looks like you need a whole new hip. And then he said, wait, how old are you? And I told him, and then he said, well, wait, you're too young for a hip. You're just going to have to, live with the pain. We'll see in 3 years. It was horrible. Dr. Wagner is a board-certified Seattle physician with over 30 years of experience performing more than 20,000 stem cell procedures, using a person's own stem cells to regenerate cartilage in their own joints. People with severe osteoarthritis, even bone on bone, are back doing what they enjoy doing without pain and without surgery. So whether it's a hip like I had, or a shoulder, elbow, ankle, wrist, or knee, before choosing surgery, see Dr. Mark Wagner first. Go to drmarkwagnermd.com.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio, KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle, Northwest News.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Cammie McCormick. An Illinois jury has convicted a former sheriff's deputy of second-degree murder in the shooting death of Sonia Massey, a black woman who called 911 for help. Sean Grayson's attorneys argued he shot her because she was holding a pan of hot water, and he was afraid she'd throw it at him. He'd originally been charged with first-degree murder. CBS's Anna Schechter.
To me, this means that the jury was convinced that he did feel threatened and convinced enough that they brought that charge down to the second-degree murder. It is rare for a law enforcement official to be convicted of something like this, of second-degree murder. So he didn't get off, but certainly that sentencing guideline is significantly lower than the first-degree murder.
He'll be sentenced in January. The Fed cut its key interest rate by 1/4 point today. Economist Diane Swank.
What's important is we're now in a position where the Fed not only has a dual mandate, but a dueling mandate. Inflation is moving up, albeit gradually, along with unemployment. Those are two things that don't tend to move up in tandem. The last time we've seen anything that was similar at all was the 1970s, and that's something that the Federal Reserve is going to be concerned about going forward.
There is a massive cleanup underway in Jamaica after Hurricane Melissa. Jason Allen reports.
Winds were gusting in this region up to 200 miles per hour. There was intense rain. There was flash flooding. It's destroyed parts of the island. And officials have been telling us there are entire communities on the island's southwest end that are underwater. We're really just beginning to see some videos emerge of all the damage there. There are many homes that have been turned into piles of rubble. Other buildings still standing are completely flooded.
President Trump in Asia will be meeting with China's president in a few hours, and hopes are high for an end to the trade war, as Weijia Jiang reports.
He called a potential trade agreement, quote, a good deal for both. Here's what's at stake: lowering fentanyl-linked U.S. tariffs and avoiding an additional 100% U.S. tariff on all Chinese imports. The U.S. also wants Beijing to resume purchases of soybeans from American farmers and access to China's rare earth minerals.
Trump will not be meeting with North Korea's leader. On Wall Street, stocks finished mixed. Investors unsure about some of the comments from Fed Chair Jerome Powell today about further interest rate cuts. The Dow Jones Industrials finished off 74 points. The Nasdaq was higher by 130 points. This is CBS News.
The annual Progressive Keys to Progress program provides vehicles to deserving veterans, helping our heroes drive their lives forward. Learn more at keystoprogress.com.
Recovering from a worldwide IT outage at Microsoft. That's after Nate Connors at the real-time traffic desk.
This one brought to you by Lake Washington Windows and Doors. Westbound 18 remains closed from I-90 to Tiger Mountain Summit, where crews continue to work on pulling the semi out of the ditch. We're 8 hours into this and still no estimated time to reopen. Eastbound 18 remains open. If you're a freight truck driver, your alternate route is to continue westbound 90 to 405. And speaking of, westbound 405 is now bumper to bumper from 150th and Eastgate over to 405. South 405 is packed at Southeast 8th down to 112th, and then you'll start to thin out pretty quickly. Bellevue to Renton, 25 minutes. Heading into Seattle, South 5 has a minor backup from the Ship Canal Bridge to I-90. North 5 is looking good. And up in Everett, eastbound 526, heavy leaving the Boeing factory over to I-5. Lake Washington Windows has been voted the best in the Northwest. To celebrate, save 25% off new windows through October and defer payment for the next 12 months. Visit lakewashingtonwindows.com. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. Microsoft is managing a major outage today affecting its Azure cloud platform. Company says it is making progress, but users may not be able to access certain services after it made some systems changes. CBS News tech contributor Ian Scher.
So that suggests that they were going through some sort of a software update or changing some sort of feature, and that's what caused all of this to get broken.
The outage is impacting businesses all over the world, and that includes Seattle-based Alaska Airlines. This was the third IT issue for the airline in 4 months. KIRO 7 TV found frustrated flyers at SeaTac Airport struggling to check in.
We see this line that went way down there. So we've been in line for about an hour and a half now.
But so far, no reports of any Alaska flight cancellations at SeaTac. Today, the Tacoma Dome is hosting a pop-up emergency food distribution center. KIRO News Radio's James Lynch has more.
Families waiting sometimes for hours to put food on the table as we see SNAP and other food assistance programs being cut because of the government shutdown. The event is sponsored by Eloise's Cooking Pot Food Bank. President Andrea Blue says they are helping people now they've never helped before.
They've driven across other counties, from Olympia, from Kitsap County, from Seattle, to come get food at this distribution.
Each car gets a box of food with 9 meals plus fresh vegetables and a protein. In Tacoma, James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
Washington Secretary of State is warning voters not to rely on the mail, saying ballots sent now may miss postmark deadlines and go uncounted. More from KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey.
If you want your vote counted, drop your ballot off at an official ballot box. That's the guidance from Secretary Steve Hobbs. While the rule is if your ballot is postmarked, your vote counts. Under new Postal Service standards, there's no guarantee your ballot will be stamped the same day the Postal Service collects it. Bottom line, Pierce County Elections official Kyle Hogg says,
you need to make sure that you're getting your ballot postmarked. You're going to utilize the mail. You can't just rely on putting it in the box in front of your home.
Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
Forecast now brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. After some morning showers, we're drying out with some increasing sunshine, highs in the upper 50s, right now 59 in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
And now, it's time for the Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio with your hosts, Jake Skorheim and Spike O'Neill.
Welcome back to the show. 2 hours down, 1 hour to go. Lots of great stuff. We're going to be chatting about Spike O'Neill. My goodness.
What'd I
do? You made a joke earlier that I cannot get out of my head.
I'm sorry.
And I cannot stop from laughing at it in every single segment of the show now.
It's not for on air.
It's not for on air. It's a fireable offense.
But thank you so much for appreciating the quality of my not safe for work humor.
It's very, very funny, and I even hate telling.
Don't. Please.
Sorry, I won't.
You think you'd hate saying it?
I won't.
I'd hate another trip to the boss's office.
Yeah, no, that wouldn't be good.
Oh, boy.
All right, well, Well. All right, lots of stuff to get to. Bill Gates. Bill Gates is out there getting ahead of something here. Let's play some audio of Bill Gates. He put out a memo. I didn't read this entire thing because I have a life and I don't have time to read it. But
I did read it because I have.
You read the entire thing?
Yeah, I have no life.
It's like 17 pages.
Yeah, well, it's a lot of it's drawings.
Okay,
he draws planets and he draws beachfronts and stuff like that.
Draws a lot of pictures.
Yeah, a lot of pictures.
Was it done in his own hand?
Yes.
Or were
No, of course not. AI did the whole thing. I don't think he's even seen it.
This is really interesting, though, because I think it's an important conversation to have about how much we are investing in something like climate change, which is kind of this amorphous, can't really put your finger on it, can't really tell if what you're doing is working. So it's tough for me. My argument against all of the vast amounts of money that people are spending on this. Often other people's money is my problem.
No, and you got a lot in common with Bill Gates, having read the memo.
And my problem with it is, if you can't tell me what is actually happening, then how can you justify forcing people to go into poverty to fight something that you can't even prove is really happening? And then it seems like, let me just play you this. Let me read you the first part of his memo, and then we're going to play some audio here. And there's many views on climate change, and maybe, I'm not saying it's not a real thing. I'm just saying that, are we doing the right thing to fight it? Here's what Bill Gates says, start of his memo. And this is a big turnaround from what he's been saying.
Exactly. That's why it's news. Yeah.
That's why it's news. And he's local, so we're starting with it here. There's a doomsday view of climate change that goes like this. He starts out in his article. Quote, in a few decades, cataclysmic climate change will decimate civilization. The evidence is all around us, just like
Look at all the heat waves.
Just look at all the heat waves and storms caused by rising global temperatures. Nothing matters more than limiting the rise in temperature.
That's the doomsday scenario.
That's the doomsday scenario, end quote from Bill Gates. And then he continues on. He says, fortunately for all of us, this view is wrong. Although climate change will have serious consequences, particularly for people in the poorest countries, it will not lead to humanity's demise. Now, if you've been following climate change, like alarmism and doomsday talking for the last few years, this is a really big turnaround for a guy like Bill Gates, who up until very recently was so obsessed with cow flatulence that he said it was going to be the end of us all.
How great a problem bovine flatulence is. Nobody knows how to get rid of no one knows how to get cows to stop farting.
Exactly, or burping. And so there is artificial meat, but that's at a very early stage. If it was a 50% reduction, then you could ignore, okay, leave the cows alone. But because we're trying to avoid the temperature continuing to go up, you do need to go to zero.
Okay, so that was Bill Gates in 2009.
Yeah, and by the way, there is a way to get cows to stop farting. It's well known. It's common knowledge.
You kill them and you eat
No,
them.
you feed them cheese, but that's a form of cannibalism, and no one can get behind that. But I digress.
I thought you were saying just eat them, which is what I like to do.
You can broil them. You can grill them.
There's a lot of great ways to get them to stop farting. And they're delicious. A lot of delicious ways. But so that was his argument when he was talking about suggesting everybody eat bugs. You remember that when there was that whole push for people to eat bugs?
Here's the thing. There's validity in all these different points of view, right? There's validity. I mean, bugs are a great source of protein relied on by a large portion of the population of the planet. That's and it can reduce the reliance on farm factory raised beef. So there's a little bit of common sense in everything. The problem is you can't just be this is the only way to go, which is what he had been doing. The doomsday scenario.
Doomsday.
And he's got a new take. He says, look, it's not that we have to bankrupt the world.
Yeah.
Unfairly burden the least among us. Make them sacrifice those who have the least. Sacrifice the most to save the planet. That's not the way to go anymore. He's got a new approach.
He's got a fresh new approach.
Everybody should download his new. No, I'm kidding.
This is him talking just a little bit about his new approach.
Not just everything should be solely for climate. Wasn't the goal here to improve human lives? Climate is super important, but has to be considered in terms of overall human welfare.
He also did just a little bit more on why he's now changing his tune.
Climate is a super important problem. There's enough innovation here to avoid super bad outcomes. We won't achieve our best goal, the 1.5 or even the 2 degrees. And as we go about trying to minimize that, we have to frame it in terms of overall human welfare, not just everything should be solely for climate.
So he's getting slammed for this. There's a lot of people who are deeply rooted in the world of climate change business that are slamming this. This is Dr. Catherine Hayhoe, which is that's her last name. Hey, I'm not mispronouncing.
That's wonderful. Good for her.
It's very sing-songy.
To accomplish something with a name like that means you've really had to work hard. Hey-o.
Like that's how was that not her nickname growing up? Hey-o. Don't you think? Wasn't that it?
I'm a juvenile. Of course, that's what I
would love to have a name like that.
Hey-o.
Skorheim? You think anybody can pronounce Skorheim? And your last name is Hayhoe. All right, this is Dr. Catherine Hayhoe. She's a climate scientist, professor at Texas Tech. Says the problem of climate change cannot be separated from other major threats that humanity faces because it contributes to them, including the developing world. She says, just give me a list of people's top 10 things to worry about, and I can tell you how climate change is making every single one of those top 10 things worse.
Oh, that's a fun game.
That is a fun game.
Right?
She sounds like she's great at parties.
Yeah.
For sure.
Tell me what you're afraid of, and I'll tell you why it's worse now.
Her catchphrase after every time somebody says something, she goes, hey-o! This is so stupid. Why do you think Bill Gates is changing? This is a dramatic change for him. And what's interesting about this is he's now saying what a lot of people were called climate deniers for saying. A lot of people were saying you're a climate denier if you don't think the world's going to end because we are not stopping eating cows and driving fuel cars.
Those are two separate questions. I don't know. Maybe the same question. I think his tune has changed because he's a realist and he's a smart man and he's a long-term thinker. And he realizes that we can't just dump everything into trying to eliminate carbon dioxide and reach this fossil fuels, and get this 1.5 degree increase. That's the goal. If we focus all our attention on that, first off, it says it's unattainable because, like as you mentioned, it's a global planet. When we bury businesses in America and China opens 19 new coal burning power plants a week, it's not going to work. So Bill Gates has switched to, okay, let's help people survive. What the reality of the situation is that it's going to get warmer. And instead of focusing all our attention on an unattainable goal of 1.5 degrees increase over how many years, let's focus the resources, efforts, and energies we have and making sure people are adapting to what is now an inevitability. And he was of the mind that, the planet's going to become unlivable. If I don't like you and you're not in my bunker, good luck.
Yeah.
But he's saying, okay, let's make sure we can live.
He was not the only one saying that. I want to play you a few clips here.
Sure.
John Kerry, 2009, predicting ice-free Arctic in the next few years. That didn't happen, of course.
In 5 years, scientists predict we will have the first ice-free Arctic summer. That exposes more ocean to sunlight. Ocean is dark. It consumes more of the heat from the sunlight, which then accelerates the rate of the melting and warming rather than the ice sheet and the snow that used to reflect it back up into the atmosphere.
Now, he does have a science degree, to be fair, political science. This is Kerry in 2025, talking about all these people that we're killing through not fighting climate change.
No polite way to put it. The climate crisis is killing people. It is knowingly, wittingly allowing people to die and infecting them with disease and providing them with air that kills people because we're not willing to take the steps necessary to do what we know we need to do.
So the problem that I have with this is that he's saying exactly what we're doing here in Washington State. Washington State, I think, is taking a pretty extreme stance to fight climate change, which, again, is this kind of like moving target that they can't justify being able to, like, they're not hitting it, clearly, because they're not sharing any data with us. And it costs a lot of money. It's really expensive. I feel like Bill Gates, although I disagree with him on a lot of stuff, I feel like at least he's trying to turn around a little bit from the doomsday stuff that he was all into.
Yeah, it's a very common sense. His new approach seems to me to be a very common sense approach.
You cannot put people into poverty because you believe something that you can't prove.
You think you can affect change that you just can't affect.
You can't.
We're not, like I've heard it said many times, air doesn't stop at the border. Air doesn't recognize borders.
Sure.
Sure, you turn all the windmills toward the coast and you push all that other air back. That's not it's not reality. Doesn't happen.
There's this famous exchange. I didn't pull it here because it's too long, but there's this famous exchange where John Kerry, who among many others has kind of made this his thing. It's a very profitable business to be in. I mean, you go around the world, you give speeches, you're kind of like held up as a prophet of some kind.
An expert in your field, the leading thinker in your field.
Yeah, you got your Kerrys, you got your Al Gores, you got your
Greta Thunbergs,
your Greta Thunbergs, you got your Jay Insleys, all the bright minds.
Somehow I don't think you meant that.
They're so smart. Yeah, all of them. They're all just these really, really deep thinkers. But they're all kind of shifting into this because that's where the money is being made. And I think it's more of a profit motive than it is about actually solving a problem, because it's not really a problem that's being solved.
Well, I'm with you there. And there is big money, and I can't deny there's big money, but I don't think that's their motivation. I don't think they're there for the money. I think the money is just a pleasant side effect.
It's a nice thing.
It's a nice little side effect.
It's a nice little thing.
I don't want to. I can't speak to their motives. I mean, I often I hope for the best. I think I'm an optimist. Like Aaron Grinnell said the same thing earlier on. I agreed wholeheartedly. You want to think that people act in the best interests of who they're representing, who they're elected to represent. At least you'd like to think that's the case.
Yeah, I mean, you'd like
Otherwise,
to think so,
how do you get out of bed in the morning if you think the people you voted for just don't care about you at all? That's a horrible way to live. That's cynical.
I believe that people actually do care about us. I believe that. But what I don't like is when they're telling me how I have to spend my money to fix their issue. Yeah. That's a problem. And in Washington State, they're doing that to like a huge extent. It just doesn't seem fair for Washingtonians. We're paying all this money, and there's no way for them to justify the money.
Idaho's getting all the clean air for free that we're paying for.
Yeah,
they're not paying 50 cents a gallon.
Why is it cheaper in Oregon and Idaho? Often California even has cheaper fuel than we do.
We're the guy that goes, you ever go out with somebody, you bring him out because he always picks up the tab, right? You got that one friend. Parents are made of money. You don't really like them, but when you go out for the ski weekend, you invite Biff along because Biff's going to pick up the tab. That's what Washington is.
No, it's not.
Yes, we're picking up the tab for Oregon and Idaho. They don't have to because they know we are.
I was going to say, Washington's the friend who's not picking up the tab. They're saying, give me your money. Yeah, you're picking up the tab.
Well, the residents are picking up the tab. Right. Ainsley's grabbing the check, but he's using our credit card.
Do you think this is going to have any negative effect on kids who legitimately these days have grown up believing? You mentioned Thunberg a second ago. This was her in 2019. Is it Thunberg or Thunberg? How do you pronounce that?
I thought it was Thunberg.
Greta, how do you pronounce that, Jacob?
I've heard Thunberg.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
Sure.
Thunberg.
Greta
Thunberg.
right?
Greta.
Okay.
Greta. Yeah. Close. This is Greta Thunberg at the UN Climate Summit 2019. Obviously, she feels very passionate about this. I think there's a little acting happening here, if I had to guess. But she was given this massive international stage, celebrated. Now, even she's kind of like kicked this down the road. She doesn't really focus on this anymore. Now she's more on like flotillas and stuff. But this was her when she was a mere child.
This is all wrong. I shouldn't be up here. I should be back in school on the other side of the ocean. Yet you all come to us young people for hope. How dare you?
How dare you?
You have stolen my dreams and my childhood with your empty words. And yet I'm one of the lucky ones.
You've stolen my dreams.
I love Bjork. God, she's talented.
She does sound.
How dare you? You have stolen my dreams and my childhood with your empty words.
With her dead swan dress. You go, Greta.
It would feel like if you were a kid who grew up believing this stuff because smart men like Bill Gates were telling you that you were doomed, and now he's saying just a mere 5 years later, he goes, wow, we were wrong about that.
Well, he's not saying we're not doomed. He's just saying let's focus on
He is saying we're not doomed.
Let's focus on
That's
making
his
people...
first line. He goes, yeah, fortunately that view is wrong. There's a doomsday view of climate change. Fortunately, that view is wrong. We're not doomed. We will not have a human demise based on climate change.
We'll survive this, he says. That's what humans do. We adapt. We survive.
Now, one of the ways that he's trying to adapt is that he's doing big investments into nuclear power plants.
Yeah,
which I think is
$2 billion bucks he's dropped, right?
Super smart.
Yeah.
And they should have been doing a long time ago. Yeah. And the new technologies, and it's obviously a lot safer.
Yeah. Well, what the world has to go on is the only time you ever hear about nukes is the accidents.
Sure.
That's all you hear. And so that's all they get is bad
all
press.
The Hanover and all that stuff.
Yeah, it's Fukushima, it's all whatever, that's all. That's all you hear about is the bad, because when it goes bad, it goes real bad.
That's true.
And you're right, technology is progressing rapidly, and it's not going to happen unless guys like Bill Gates put billions of dollars behind the development of technology.
There's a part of me, though, that when I hear him talking about this, shifting to a different view, I always, with a grain of salt, I listen to Bill Gates and I go, this guy has something else that he's aiming at. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm cynical.
You don't get where you're at unless you see a path forward and you see where the money is.
Exactly.
He's got a motive.
Exactly. He's got some sort of a motive. I don't know if it's tied in with the nuclear power stuff or whatever it is, but this is a big switch for him. And I'm wondering why he said it. I guess time will have to tell. But I'm happy that he did, because at least it kind of like introduces a little more sanity into a conversation I feel like people were too divided on.
Well, ironically, it turns down the temperature on the conversation.
That's
How about
what we're trying to do.
Right?
Right?
We get the temperature down 1.5 degrees a year. We can turn down
this planet down. Cool this mad world
Bill.
down.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's really nailing it. All right, we got a lot more coming up. When we come back, can we talk a little bit more about this Taylor Sheridan giant news? If this is entertainment news, but it's kind of fun to talk about. The world of Yellowstone, where he's heading next, how much money he's getting
this
paid.
guy who was, he didn't start writing until he was 40?
His story is a movie.
Yeah.
You wouldn't believe it. If you wrote this story in a movie, they'd say, nah, we don't believe this. It's too crazy. But he's done it. He's done amazing things, and he's getting paid a lot of money for it. We'll talk a little bit about that next, and we got your text messages. Stick around, Bear Back.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
With Choke Points, we try to answer listeners' questions. It can be as simple as a neighborhood stop sign, or it can be as big as the budget for transportation. I don't care. I'll find the answer for you. It's really easy to get a hold of me at mynorthwest.com. We have a direct link there that gets right to me. You can also do it in the app. You can hit me up on the text line.
Choke Points, presented by Carter Subaru. Tuesdays and Thursdays on KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
Hey, Jake Skorheim here, and I am very excited to tell you that homeowners have once again voted Valentine Roofing the best roofing company in the Pacific Northwest. That's 3 years in a row. I am confident when that red Valentine van pulls up to your house, just like it did mine, you're going to get the Valentine experience. Seamless communication, meticulous cleanup, and a team that always goes the extra mile. Valentine Roof helps you protect what matters most, and they back every new roof with a lifetime warranty. Those are two magical words that not everybody can give you. Lifetime warranty. But they do more than just roofs. I don't know if you knew that. If you need gutters cleaned or installed, attic insulation, even exterior cleaning, custom holiday lighting, Merry Christmas, you can count on the pros at Valentine. And if you have a leak or Valentine's Leak Stop Guarantee will stop that leak now for free until your brand new Valentine roof can be safely installed. Valentine doesn't just replace roofs, they protect your entire home. And they start protecting yours the moment you call. Call 206 Roofing to get your free estimate today. That's 206 Roofing.
The stock market's on fire. AI stocks are performing at all-time levels. We hope you, like many of our investors, have taken advantage of it. A famous man once said, buy low, sell high. There's also $8 trillion of cash sitting on the sidelines. Investors are either scared or they don't know where to go. Hi, I'm Scott Rireka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares profit with our investors. We've been doing it for 19 years, averaging double-digit returns with zero investor losses. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital and invest in our family of funds. From a 3-year investment with double-digit returns to only a 90-day commitment returning 7%. We also accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Legacy Group Capital at LegacyG.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at LegacyG.com.
I had pain, I had numbness in my feet. That pain and that numbness just got worse and worse and worse as time went on.
This is Greg describing life with neuropathy.
I went to 5 podiatrists, tried different treatments, tried different orthotics, tried different shoes, had cortisone shots in the tops and the bottoms of my feet. Saw a neurologist. All my medical doctors said, can't help you. Live with the pain. You're not going to be able to sleep. This is your life. And then I just gave up until I found Sound Pain Solutions.
I'm Dr. Mark Shelley, a chiropractic physician and board-certified functional neurologist at Sound Pain Solutions. Our neuropathy treatments can rehabilitate damaged nerves. We use FDA-cleared, non-surgical, drug, and pain-free procedures that help neuropathy sufferers like Greg find relief.
I feel better. I mean, just feeling better is huge.
If you experience numbness, shooting or burning pains, or loss of balance, call us. Sound Pain Solutions, 855-996-0025, or click soundpainsolutions.com.
What if you had the smartest Wi-Fi? If you did, it'd be Xfinity, of course, and it'd come with their best state-of-the-art equipment. It would boost speeds to the devices that needed them most, prioritizing your most important connections, whether you were streaming, gaming, or gaming while pretending to work. And it would let you stream 4. That's right, 4 games on one screen. It would even power your mobile connection so you could bring faster, secure Wi-Fi speeds with you where you use it most. It would be proactive and fix problems before you knew you had them. Impressive, right? And it would have security features that protect you from threats at home and online. Kinda like a force field for your life. If you had the smartest Wi-Fi, well, everything would work together seamlessly to keep you connected, no matter what. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply.
You can count on the Seattle Times for trusted local news and information. The Seattle Times is one of the few independent, locally owned news organizations in the country right here in the Pacific Northwest. Take a closer look with the Seattle Times. Dig into investigative journalism that holds those in power accountable. Discover a new perspective. Gain a deeper understanding. Learn something new about where we live. Subscribe today and don't miss a beat at seattletimes.com/subscribe.
One day, the words on the page blur. You hold the menu a little farther away. It's subtle until it's not. At Near and Far Vision Partners, we help you see clearly, near, far, and in between. Expert surgeons, advanced technology, sharper focus for every moment. Schedule your complimentary consultation at nearandfarvision.com or call 425-900-2414. Near and Far Vision Partners in Bothell.
Tired of uneven heating, noisy systems, and high energy bills? The Quilt ductless heat pump from Home Comfort Alliance gives you room-by-room control and serious savings with every system, and every system qualifies for max tax credits. Call the Comfort People at homecomfortalliance.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. The United States says it's sending rescue and response teams to the Caribbean following Hurricane Melissa. In Jamaica, officials say nearly 80% of that country lost power. CBS's Jason Allen is on the island.
Jamaican authorities say 25,000 people here are in shelters, and they are working on a long-term housing plan.
No one must be turned back from the shelters. No one.
There are similar scenes in Cuba, where 700,000 are in shelters after Melissa made landfall as a Category 3 hurricane.
And at least 25 people are dead in Haiti after a river overflowed, flooding homes. Another measles case has been confirmed in King County, raising the state's total to 12 this year. This latest patient was vaccinated and may have been exposed during a flight. Go to mynorthwest.com to see a list of places that person visited in Renton, Kent, and Tukwila. Federal Reserve cut interest rates today by another quarter point, but Chairman Jerome Powell says a future rate cut in December is far from certain. Economist Diane Swank.
The Fed is worried about the labor market. What I'm concerned about as well, I am worried about the labor market, where we've got an economy that produces growth but no jobs.
Today's cut brings the benchmark rate to below 4% for the first time in nearly 3 years. Amazon says more than 2,300 employees here in Washington are losing their jobs. Amazon announcing yesterday it was slashing 14,000 corporate roles. Puget Sound Business Journal reports most of the cuts here impact Seattle and Bellevue. Peace Health Hospital Group also announcing plans to lay off 241 workers starting just 2 days after Christmas. KIRO 7 TV's Elle Thomas.
In a WARN notice, Peace Health said it's reducing its workforce, laying off 341 workers across its Washington campuses. That includes Bellingham, Longview, Sedro-Woolley, and Friday Harbor. The majority of the cuts are happening in Vancouver, Washington.
That takes us to 2:32. We head to Nate Connors now with the real-time traffic desk.
Thanks, Aaron. Seattle Sports has our update. Good news over Tiger Mountain. Crews just reopened the left lane westbound 18 at the summit. It's been remain closed for quite a few hours. The right lane remains blocked while crews work to clear this semi out of the ditch. Now, I'll warn you, we've been doing this off and on throughout the morning. There is a chance that they will fully close this again. But right now, we're back open. Westbound 90, you're bumper to bumper from 150th and Eastgate over to 405 as this was one of the main alternate routes. South 405 packed from Southeast 8th to Cold Creek, Bellevue to Renton, 25 minutes. Renton to Puyallup on the Valley Freeway, starting to see some volumes picking up along the entire stretch. We're at 40 minutes. South 5 into Seattle, thicket, Northeast 50th down to I-90. Linwood to Seattle, a 25-minute commute. Up in Everett, eastbound 526 is heavy from the Boeing factory over to I-5, and really outside of this, we're looking pretty good out there. Download the Seattle Sports app to stay in the know with the latest news, scores, and opinions about your favorite teams. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Forecast brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Drying out for this afternoon. Some increasing sunshine and highs today in the upper 50s and low 60s. Right now, 59 in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
All right, welcome back to the show. One of my favorite shows to watch with my wife was Yellowstone. Did you guys watch this? We already talked about this a little bit earlier, Spike. You watched a lot of Yellowstone.
It's funny. I got hooked on Yellowstone because of those little reels, those little tiny clips you find, the videos,
oh, yeah,
right?
Yeah.
And you were watching it in 1 minute increments.
I was, but I was seeing like the very most amazing scenes. And I'm like, wow, this is great. And that pulled me in. I mean, that's they're trailers, right? They're little teaser trailers for so they're brilliant marketing.
It's pretty good. It's a pretty good show.
I went in and watched it. I actually sat down and started watching episodes and got the character development.
It's pretty soapy.
Oh my gosh, yeah, sex, violence, drugs, not drugs so much.
Some of the stuff, like in season 1, it was tough for me to get past season 1 because they had all this like killing that happened, and I'm not against that in shows. I understand that that's good plot points. Mm-hmm. It just felt like a ridiculous amount of killing, and they were never worried about like law enforcement closing in on them, being like, "There's a lot of missing people in this town."
A lot of people went to the train station.
Exactly, but what's fun about the show is the vibe of the show, like the vistas and
gorgeous.
It's just beautiful. So if you feel like you want to like just take a little dip from your couch into the world of Montana and Wyoming and cattle ranching and sometimes killings
and crime, power and money,
sex and all that fun stuff.
Sex. Did I mention the sex?
Yes, you did.
And good-looking people.
They're all good-looking.
Good-looking people.
Yeah. The worst-looking guy on the whole show is Kevin Costner, only because he's old, and he's great-looking still. But the show's a huge hit. But Taylor Sheridan is the creator of that show, and he didn't even get into writing. That's the amazing part of it about his stories. He does not even get into writing until he's totally is it disenfranchised? Is that the right word? Not disenfranchised.
Disenchanted.
Disenchanted.
Yeah.
He was an actor,
right,
and could not climb the ranks high enough. He was pretty low on the call sheet, and he was on a show called Sons of Anarchy, which I never watched.
Oh, I love Sons of Anarchy.
Did you watch that?
But I don't remember him on it. Yeah, watch this.
Well, he was
about
like
biker gang.
13th guy on the call sheet. That's why you didn't see him.
That's why I didn't see him. Okay.
So he was trying to get a better deal on that show, and he felt like, all right, I've been on this for a few seasons. Maybe they'll negotiate with me and give me a good deal, because that show was a big hit. And I guess they came back to his agent. And they're like, no, we're not going to give him a better deal. We're going to pay him scale, which, if you're an actor who've been making, money for them for a while, you feel like, well, that's kind of an insult.
Yeah.
So he goes off and he writes Sicario. Have you seen Sicario?
I have seen Sicario. It's fantastic.
Jacob, you've seen that, right?
I did, yeah.
Emily Blunt, Josh Brolin, what's his face? Benicio del Toro.
Yeah.
So good. Fantastic movie. That ends up being a huge hit. And then he follows that up with a couple other movies that he wrote, Hell or High Water, which is great.
Well, but the story is he maxed out his wife's credit cards to buy like a screenwriting program.
Yeah.
To teach him how to. He knew he had a story to tell, didn't know how to tell it.
Yeah.
And he got Sicario made. Next thing you know, that's the rocket fuel that launched this guy into the stratosphere.
Everything that guy has done since has turned to gold. Gold. He's got all these shows now. He's got Lioness, which I've never seen, but everybody raves about.
It's fantastic.
Everybody loves it.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, Zoe.
Not Deschanel, it's the other one. Zoe
Saldana.
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 Yeah.
She's great. Avatar. He's got that. He's got, he has so many movies. He had Wind River. He had Hell or High Water, which was fantastic. He's got the Yellowstone series. He's got 1923. He's got 1883. He's got, isn't that Mob show with Sylvester Stallone also Taylor Sheridan show?
Tulsa King.
Tulsa King.
Yeah.
Tulsa King. He's got like a million things. Things.
It's his world right now.
It's his world.
Everything that's hot is his property.
Everything. I mean, think about what a huge part of Paramount he is right now. And he just signed a new deal with NBC Universal.
Well, he's super smart. You know, the Yellowstone, the ranches, right? You know what he did? He bought the ranch.
He bought it.
And then he rented it to the production company making Yellowstone.
Yes.
They paid for his ranch. He's brilliant.
Brilliant guy. Super
Just
smart
not
guy.
just a great writer, he's a brilliant businessman.
So he now is signing he just signed according, I mean, you don't know the exact, we don't know the exact numbers, but they say it's about $1 billion deal.
They didn't use an M.
Yeah.
They used a B.
Billion.
Billion. And
That's a lot of zeros.
he's currently, all these are Paramount properties, these different ventures.
And he's been lured away.
But he's still under contract with Paramount till 2028.
Yep.
He gets to start making movies next year for NBC Universal, and then television shows in 2028 when his Paramount deal ends 2029 when his Paramount deal ends up. It's like, you equate most things to sports. Your all-star signs a contract with the say Cal Raleigh signs with the Yankees.
Don't say that.
But he's going to play. He's going to play with us through 2028.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what kind of loss this is to Paramount.
Then you're in bed with somebody who's going off.
Right.
You're right. With somebody else.
Yeah.
Do you want to hear a little clip of him describing what led him into writing? I mean, I've already kind of like summarized it for you. Let's hear him. He's more interesting.
I quit the show to write. Now I had it wasn't that esoteric. I had a very real motivation. I was having a kid. And we were renegotiating my contract on the show, and they were offering me not enough money to pay that rent you're just talking about. And I'm sitting here thinking about raising a baby in this place, it crammed into an apartment, which I did until I started selling screenplays. And so I made the decision. I go, how can I look this kid in the eye, in 7 or 8 years and say, you can do anything you want to do, be anything you want to be. Sorry, I'm not going to see your baseball game, kid. I got a Windex audition at 5, so I just couldn't, I didn't believe that I was going to be any more than I was as an actor on Sons. And neither did they, which is why they felt comfortable not offering me a lot of money. They were like, buddy, you're never going to be a star. If that's your goal, you should, this is what you're worth. And they were right. And so then I decided to tell my own stories.
I want to pause it there real fast. That's such a great attitude. I love that. Like, there's a lot of people who would have taken that news and would have said, hey, that sucks. They don't believe in me and yada, yada, and come up with a million reasons about why somebody else has stopped them from achieving their dreams and getting the things that they want. But he says, you know what? No, they were right. I wasn't going to be that good, but I could shift over into something else. I could go try something else. And that's a big swing to go from actor to creator of everything that Paramount has, basically.
Yeah. And he wrote, because he's got talent, undeniable talent. These movies rattled off, the TV shows rattled off.
Yeah.
These are his creations. He's the guy who thought these concepts up and wrote oftentimes the screenplays for the movies, or he's involved in character development and plot development for these stories. He's got great talent.
He's great with dialogue too. He's got some great dialogue.
Fantastic.
So was Sicario your first script?
Yeah.
You just sat down. So how do you make that step? I mean, just by a typewriter, or I guess now it's a word processor.
My wife maxed out her credit card to get me Final Draft, and so I sat down and opened it up, and I said, I have absolutely no idea how to do this, but I know exactly how not to, because I've worked on so many bad friggin' scripts in my life. I just don't do any of those things. Tell the story I want to tell. Be honest. It should probably work out okay. And so I write movies I want to see, about things that interest me. And I assume I'm not that unique, and that other people will like them too. And so far they have.
It's cool advice. Just, do stuff you want to do. Write things you want to see.
And it sounds so, when you lay it out like that, it sounds so simple. I read so many bad scripts.
Yeah.
And don't do that. We know when something sucks. We watch TV, we watch movies. Right away, who wrote this dialogue? How did somebody get this bought? How did somebody get this made?
Yeah.
He's like, okay, don't do that. But you want to be an actor? Great. Make your own shows. Write yourself a spot.
But you can't.
He's like, no, he did. He's in
do that
Yellowstone.
these days.
Yeah.
I mean, you can
he's in everything. He's got roles in all these shows that he creates. I want to act a little bit, so I'll just write me a spot where I own the 6666. The Four Sixes Ranch.
Yeah, the Four
which I'm
Sixes
renting
Ranch.
back to the company to make the shows here. I mean, I love it.
Do you know how much Final Draft costs, Jake?
Yeah.
Jacob asks says he wants to get out of this world.
Well, when I looked it up, it's like $200, which is, if they're maxing out a credit card to get it, they're in a bad place.
I was going to say, I think the last time I looked at the price, it was like $150 something.
Yeah, he was expecting a kid. He was making scale as a B-level actor. They weren't going to give him anything close to
There
raise.
could have also been. He was 40 at the time, and if that's maxing out your credit card, then you're probably not spending super great.
Yeah.
So maybe some financial choices that they
Well,
changed
you're
along
living
the
in
way.
town. Yeah.
But he's doing fine now because he just signed a
Fat.
$1 billion deal.
Fat.
He could think of how many different Final Drafts he could buy now if he wanted to.
Buy the company.
Subscriptions to the software.
He'll buy the company and sell it to everybody else. This guy's a genius.
So funny. What a weird thing to do. All right, so we'll look forward to NBC Universal getting those. We'll see what he comes up with next. All right, we got a lot more coming up. We got your text messages, all sorts of great stuff. Stick around.
Your favorite Seahawks gear? Check. Face paint? Check. The Mike McDonald preview on KIRO News Radio? Check.
We want to win the game.
Seahawks head coach Mike McDonald joins the voice of the Seahawks, Steve Rabel, in the final interview before every Seahawks game. Friday mornings, the Mike McDonald preview, only on Seattle's Morning News.
I'm really proud of the work that we've done. I'm proud of the guys' spirit.
This is where the 12s hear the Hawks. KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM.
Hey, Spike O'Neill here. Do you know somebody who could use a free roof? Maybe you're someone who could use a free roof. Got some hard times coming at you, and there's a couple things have gotten away from you, and you really need some help, and you don't know where to turn. Go to IntegrityRC.com. Integrity Roofing and Construction is giving away a free roof in the month of October. There's still a few days left to go nominate someone that you know could use this kind of help, or nominate yourself. Integrity doesn't care who they help, as long as it's somebody deserving. IntegrityRC.com is the website. Go to the philanthropy section, Integrity Cares, and fill out nominate someone who could use a free roof at IntegrityRC.com, because doing the right thing matters.
I love the fact that Mike Novak sells more homes than anybody else. This guy works so hard. You know what's happening? People are selling their homes again. And if you don't have Mike Novak's name on that sign, well, you're wasting your time and your house is just going to be sitting on the market. Mike is so confident that he can sell your house quickly. And for more, you'll pay no commission if Mike Novak doesn't sell that home in 21 days. So go to meetthenovaks.com. I'll spell Novaks for you. Novaks. Meetthenovaks.com.
When you walked through your kitchen this morning, what'd you see? Did it make you happy? Hi, I'm Chad Cicchini, owner of Heritage Homecraft. Well, I want to make you happy. We'll custom build you all new cabinet doors and drawer fronts, and using our exclusive 1/4-inch solid wood refacing process, transform your existing cabinets into a beautiful new kitchen. Add a custom quartz countertop, change things up a bit, add some more cabinets, install some cool new features like soft close drawers and sliding shelves, whatever you like. We'll help you to create the new kitchen you'll be proud of. All in about a week, and all with way less mess, hassle, time, and expense than to tear out. Stop waiting. For 18 years, we've been honored to serve thousands of happy customers, and we'd love to serve you. Call today and I'll get one of our pros to come out and show you how easy and comfortable it'll be to get going on your new kitchen. Heritage Homecraft, 425-485-1600, 425-485-1600, or heritagehomecraft.com.
An illegal alien from Guatemala charged with raping a child in Massachusetts. An MS-13 gang member from El Salvador accused of murdering a Texas man. A Venezuelan charged with filming and selling child pornography in Michigan. These are just some of the heinous migrant criminals caught because of President Donald J. Trump's leadership. I'm Kristi Noem, the United States Secretary of Homeland Security. Under President Trump, attempted illegal border crossings are at the lowest levels ever recorded, and over 100,000 illegal aliens have been arrested. If you are here illegally, you're next. You will be fined nearly $1,000 a day, imprisoned, and deported. You will never return. But if you register using our CBP Home app and leave now, you could be allowed to return legally. Do what's right. Leave now. Under President Trump, America's laws, border, and families will be protected.
Sponsored by the United States Department of Homeland Security.
Hey everyone, Hartley Wilcox here. And I'm Charlie Wilcox from Wilcox Family Farms. Our family's been raising hens and gathering fresh eggs right here for over 100 years.
That's right.
Our hens roam free on green pastures, soaking up the sunshine and living their best chicken lives.
We don't do shortcuts. No cages, no chemicals, just honest-to-goodness eggs laid fresh every day.
And when you buy Wilcox eggs, you're not just getting breakfast. You're supporting local farmers like us. Clean food and a family that's been doing it right for generations.
So next time you're at the grocery store,
skip the out-of-state eggs and grab the ones with our name on them.
Wilcox Family Farms. Fresh, local, trusted. Find fresh Wilcox eggs at Safeway, Albertsons, or Town and Country Markets. And for a healthy snack on the go, grab some ready-to-eat hard-boiled eggs in a convenient to-go 2-pack. Wilcox Family Farms eggs, locally fresh since 1909.
From whiplash to herniated discs, there are a few car accident injuries we've all heard of. JP Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains that even the most common injuries differ from one another.
Pre-existing conditions, health history, beginning of treatment. There are hundreds of factors that make every person and every injury unique. While these variables aid medical treatment, the strongest case recoveries must also take them into account.
Could you explain a little bit more?
Our team at Pendergast Law is obsessed with turning over every stone to differentiate each case. This requires thorough investigation, diligent listening, and relentless research. We never pursue cases with a one-size-fits-all approach. We built our success by treating every injury and every case with the individualized attention our clients need and deserve.
Pendergast Law's individualized approach to even the most common injuries makes the difference in case outcomes. It's another reason why I can't recommend them enough.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
You've still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it hard to fight flu, pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor which vaccines you need. Sponsored by Pfizer. This week at Jazz Alley, Elvin Bishop's Big Fun Trio joins forces with Grammy-winning bluesman Cedric Burnside for 4 nights of down-home, high-energy blues. Shows run Thursday through Sunday. Tickets at jazzalley.com.
At Les Schwab, we've been changing the tire game for more than 70 years. Our Go the Extra Mile service means more hustle, less hassle. We design our own exclusive tires to give you more tires made for the road you drive, less compromise. All backed by America's best tire warranty included with every tire we sell. We're talking more unbeatable tire warranty, less charging you extra, like the other guys. It's why you get more from less. Book an appointment at leschwab.com.
Welcome back to the show. Spike, you want a candy corn?
I'd love one.
You want another one? All right.
It's going to be my new favorite.
This is our thing all day.
They're better than I remember. Actually, not bad at all.
Jacob, you good?
I'm good, thank you.
Okay. All right. Andrew, you want another one? Another candy corn?
It makes a satisfying sound, actually. I don't know if the audience can hear, but
that's the same sound it makes when it hits the bottom of your stomach.
It's fun to throw it out.
All right. That's good eating.
It's literally a dumb joke that's just for 2 people in the station, in the studio. All right. We got text messages, tons of stuff today to get to. Bruce Harrell, let's start off there. Jacob, you want to start us off?
Fernando in Seattle says, I don't understand why Bruce keeps digging that hole deeper.
Well, you're better than Bruce. Bruce doesn't understand that he keeps digging that hole deeper.
Yeah.
He doesn't get it.
Why doesn't he just answer
Jason
better?
Rantz asked him the exact same question. He wrote it down. The exact same question he booted in the debate.
Word for word.
And he got it no better.
And he kind of made it kind of worse. Because the second time you answer it, if it's not better, it's doubly bad.
Right? David Olympia says, as a law enforcement officer, every time I responded to a shoplifter, it was because it was alcohol or products that could be sold. I know you're not saying that they all steal because they're hungry, but you are saying that some of them do. My experience was of extremely few and far between.
From what I have also heard from law enforcement officials, cops, most of the thefts that they're responding to are things that can be sold in the black market outside of the. It's not for people who are just there.
This was revelation to me because I thought that people stole out of need, and
it's because you're a trusting guy.
It is, I guess, but that we had this conversation a month or so ago, and the next day I drive through a low-income housing, which is kind of between me and my home, and I saw people with stolen goods on hangers, hanging on a chain link fence, open market of stolen goods.
Yeah, that's a good way to make money. I mean, it's illegal and you shouldn't do it, but it is a way that people make money. Dinah in Everett says, how do we know that Katie Wilson is still ahead in the polls? That was quite a while ago. We all know that progressive people tend to vote in the primaries and conservative voters tend to vote in the primary.
In the main, I guess what Dinah's trying to say,
election day.
In the general.
I can assure you that conservatives are not going to vote for Katie Wilson. Listen, Dinah, you might be absolutely right, and I'm hoping that Katie Wilson does not. I'm hoping she doesn't win. I do think that Harrell is a better result for Seattle.
Yeah.
Again, I don't live in Seattle, so I don't have a vote on this. But
the outcomes will affect you. It matters.
Yeah,
and
it'll affect all of us.
Harrell's trying to get any conservatives to show up and vote for him.
But
it's
he's
a vote against Katie Wilson.
I think of the two candidates, he's the much more moderate, and I think that's a better place to be than to go the far, far, far left, which is what Katie Wilson is.
On the Climate Commitment Act, Marie from Mukilteo writes, hey guys, those EPA reports are with the Epstein papers.
There you go. Locked up tight. You're not going to get them.
Doug in Mount Vernon says, CCA raising $4 billion. If the state would stop burning cash, that will reduce CO2 emissions.
There you go.
Brilliant.
Yeah, you're right, Doug. Seattle mayoral race. We kind of already had Seattle mayoral race stuff.
I can skip to candy corn.
Yeah.
Let's skip to
That's
candy
the
corn.
real issue of the
many
day.
candy corn texts.
Sue in Tiger Mountain says, just finished 6 pounds of candy corn.
Oh my gosh.
Brash is the best. Sue, you might want to
She doesn't say how long it took her to
Yeah, because it's during the course of the show. Hang up your phone and call 911.
Is that 9 years? 6 pounds of candy corn. What am I eating here? This is 1 pound.
That's 1 pound.
That's more than I expected,
and
actually.
We've barely three of us have barely put a dent in it.
This is going to last years. You just don't eat that much of it. 6 pounds.
Does it go bad? Like how long? I don't know what it's made out of.
It just keeps getting
better.
better.
That was that particular. Look at the back. It was made in 1934? From Hoover Candies.
Since 1950.
Oh my
Since
God.
1950. That's when they made all of them that
Not
they
this
made.
batch, okay? Josh in Auburn says.
all made.
Josh in Auburn says candy corn's good, but my favorite candy is Smarties. Remember those little sweet tart things?
Yeah, heck yeah.
Currently though, favorite all-around candy is Big Chewy Nerds. Nerd shells with those little jelly beans out inside.
Yeah, the nerd ropes. Have you guys had those?
Nerd ropes, nerd clusters, which is basically just cut up nerd.
I think that's what he's talking about.
Clusters with the little tiny little sweet and sour things on the outside of them.
Yeah, super good.
Yeah.
Whose turn is it? John from Eugene says, hi guys, try candy corn with oatmeal cookies, mixing as desired for sweetness.
I'm not a big fan of candy on cookies, though. I've seen a bunch of people do that. They make candy cookies. They put M&Ms on them. They put candy corn on them.
You don't like an M&M cookie?
I'm not a big fan.
Really?
Just chocolate chips. I mean,
that's a fine cookie, my friend.
Can I tell you the funniest, incredible cookie I ever had?
Very fast.
Chocolate chip bacon.
Okay.
Chocolate chip bacon on a cookie, dude.
You won't eat an M&M cookie, but you'll eat bacon on a cookie?
Chocolate chip bacon cookie. Bacon makes everything better.
This
bacon and penicillin, I'm telling you.
This explains a lot about Spike O'Neill.
It really does.
All right. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us today. Great job, Jacob. It's a pleasure having you in.
Thank you.
We're going to do pumpkin carving tomorrow, which is going to be a lot of fun. So tune back in for that. We'll have a little competition. John Curley coming up next. I hope you all have the best rest of your day. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Looking for even more Seahawks content? Then you gotta check out The Reset. Hey, it's G. Scott, and every week, me and my co-host and Seahawks great Brandon Meebane talk Seahawks. We break down the matchups, and we're joined by former Seahawks players.
From Lakewood to Lombardi, Seahawks champion, my main man, Jermaine Kearse.
What up, G?
Watch The Reset live on YouTube or subscribe on the Seattle Sports app.
Morning, Zoe. Got donuts.
Jeff Bridges, why are you still living above our garage?
Well, I dig the mattress, and I want to be in a T-Mobile commercial like you. Teach me, Saldana.
Oh, no, I'm not really prepared. I couldn't possibly. At T-Mobile, get the new iPhone 17 Pro on them. It's designed to be the most powerful iPhone yet and has the ultimate pro camera system.
Wow, impressive. Let me try. T-Mobile is the best place to get iPhone 17 Pro because they've got the best network.
Nice, Jeffrey.
You heard them. T-Mobile is the best place to get the new iPhone 17 Pro on us with eligible trade-in in any condition.
So, what are we having for lunch?
Dude, my work here is done.
That's
24 monthly bill credits on experience beyond for well-qualified customers plus tax and $35 device connection charge. Credits ended, balance due if you pay off earlier. Cancel. Finance agreement iPhone 17 Pro, 256 gigs, $1,099.99 and new line minimum $100 plus a month plan with auto pay plus taxes and fees required. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence data 1H 2025. Visit T-Mobile.com.
Hey, Mike Salk here. Who's got family coming to town this holiday season? I know I do. My parents will be staying at my house for a few days over Thanksgiving. And obviously, you want to make sure your home is prepared. You want to present a warm environment. And that starts with a well-heated, properly insulated home. Make sure your insulation is ready for that challenge this year by calling Crawl Pros. They'll come to your house, just like they did at mine, do a free corner-to-corner inspection of your crawl space and your attic. If your home has damaged insulation or no insulation in the attic or crawl space, get it fixed before the cold weather really shows up. If you're a PSE customer and your home was built before 1990, you could qualify to receive a rebate on up to 95% of the cost to properly insulate your crawl space and attic. Yeah, 95%. But you got to act now because many of these rebates are ending at the end of the year, including federal incentives. Call Crawl Pros. They're the crawl space experts and learn what's going on behind that crawl space and attic hatch for free. Then see what energy rebates you're eligible for. Go to crawlpros.com.
Are your investment dollars working as hard as they should be? You've spent years building your future. Don't let outdated advice put it at risk. Hi, I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. We're a veteran-owned firm proud to bring a new standard of financial care to the Seattle area. Our nationally recognized advisors are fiduciaries, ethically bound to put your interests first. That's the highest standard of care in the industry. As a privately held company, we answer to you, our valued clients, not shareholders. For households with $500,000 or more, let us build you a customized plan. From Bellevue to Tacoma, get advice you can count on. It's time to take a fresh look at your financial plan. Call Trajan Wealth, 206-656-3300. That's 206-656-3300. Trajan Wealth. Plan smarter, dream bigger.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
If you're a veteran struggling with your monthly bills, VA loan expert Steve Teitler of Best Mortgage has some good news for you.
Rates have dropped recently, and this could be a great time for our veterans to think about a cash-out refinance to get out of your high-interest rate debt. For example, one of our clients had a 2.25% VA loan, but he owed more than $155,000 on credit cards and a home equity loan. So we paid off all of that debt and replaced his mortgage with a VA cash-out refinance. And the new VA loan saved him $1,268 per month. So give us a call and see if a VA cash-out refi can help save you money. And remember, with a VA loan, you can buy a home with no money down.
And you can help non-veterans as well.
That's right. If you have a conventional loan, we'll run the numbers and see if we can help save you money, too.
Honest advice you can trust from the VA loan experts, Best Mortgage. Call now, 425-649-6000. Best Mortgage, 425-649-6000.
Your best source for local news, KIRO News Radio.